Good evening. Welcome to Casually FC. No, Marshall has not had a face transplant. I am Andrew the Winter Surfer. I am your host for the next few shows. Marshall's away doing whatever in Florida. I don't know, man, but you know, whatever he does, it's up to him. He may join us later in the stream. I've got with me the usual guys. I've got, Ahmed's your name. I remember that right now. Oliver and Scott with us right now. We are going to be here reacting to Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2. Every part of that game from the 75th up to the 75th minute and then beyond the 75th minute. Our reactions to certain players, everything that's the reaction from certain fans. But let me just kick off and just say, if you told me here sitting 24 hours ago that Chelsea fans would be the most disappointed from a 2-2 draw, I would have slapped you silly and asked you to play what lottery numbers you've got. Because coming out of that game, I would have snapped your hand off for a draw. Absolutely. All week, I've been told Chelsea are going to get battered. We're going to get slapped. They're going to do this and that. We're not good enough. The midfield's going to dominate. Our attack's now playing all together. You watch. We're going to rip you to shreds. And it didn't happen. For 75 minutes, that was a near perfect performance. And then the man in goal, who I've defended on when he needed to be defended, but he can't be defended tonight whatsoever. He looked at his opposite number and went, wait a minute, hold my beer. I've got something for you. And he passed it to Rice when we were 2-0 up. And that was their first shot on target in 75 minutes, was their first goal. The second goal, that was bad defending, but you knew something was going to happen. But let's go around the board. Ahmed, give me your whole feelings about that entire game. Like, summarize it for a bit. We'll go in detail later. But how are you feeling after that game?
I just think disappointed is the right word, I think, for me. There's no other way to really put it. You know, I felt like for the majority of the game, we played well. We did what we needed to do. We dominated. And we just let it slip by. Of course, there's a number of reasons as to why that is. I don't really just think it's just, Mr. Sanchez, but we'll get to it eventually.
All right, Scott, go ahead, man. Well, you summarise that a bit for me. We'll go into detail a bit later about what you're feeling coming out of that game.
Disappointed, pissed. I was a lot pissed off earlier. Yeah, it's annoying because, like, I can't really fault any of the team apart from one player. Like, I can't fault the manager. Like, even though you could argue the subs were questionable, I thought they made sense considering where we were in the game. It's just one player fucked it, and it's a player that I've not been convinced about the whole time. And I'm still not convinced about, and no one can tell me otherwise. And yeah, all I'm saying is there are going to be streams coming tomorrow and on other days. There's going to be certain people I'm going to be on their necks because all I heard about certain players was, oh, they're saving us this season and this, that, and the other. Saving what?
Yeah, Oliver, what are you feeling after that?
Yeah, it's just a really bittersweet feeling right now. I mean, like you said, you can divide that game into the 75th minute, 0 to 75 and 75 to 90. That first section was, like you said, near perfect, and just for the most part, the whole team just functioning as it needed to, and we nullified them, and then we let them back in. That's the most disappointing thing. It wasn't even like we conceded 2 goals to quality play. We let them back in, and that's just something that this, immature team is going to have to grow up with and, come to terms with and eventually improve upon. Because, we've been better against Arsenal and also against Liverpool. These are 2 big games. We should have come out with 6 points. We've only come out with 2. And in the long term, that's not good enough. So, yeah, just disappointed like everyone, really.
So let me put this out. Any advice from any Chelsea fans on that? Don't let Arsenal fans fall you into like saying, "Oh, this is how the standards are dropped. You are celebrating a 2-2 draw." Don't celebrate a 2-2 draw because we should have won that game. So don't celebrate the 2-2 draw. We're disappointed. Tell them we're actually disappointed we drew with you. That's how good we are. And if you hear any Chelsea fan go, "Yeah, well, Arsenal didn't turn up." You know why Arsenal didn't turn up? Because we made them not turn up. That's what we did. We made them not turn up. Oh, Enzo and Caicedo didn't play well. Enzo and Caicedo did play well today. They did their job as a double pivot, okay? anyone praising Gallagher, and you should praise Gallagher tonight for his performance. The reason he had that performance is he's got these two dogs, these South American dogs behind him that are doing well as well. Okay? So don't let anyone fool you about this, okay? One man cost us today and gave Arsenal momentum, and that is Robert Sanchez. Robert Sanchez, I knew something was going to happen, even in the first half. Even in the first half. He's kicking, he looked nervous, coming out for corners. He took Colwell and Jesus out from a corner or a free kick. He didn't even touch the ball. He Superman punched air. That's what he did today. He Superman punched air. And you know what? If lucky he fouled Colwell, because if he had fouled Jesus alone, he probably would have given away a penalty. That's what he did.
There was a moment in the first half as well. I think it was the first half as well, where they had an attack down the wing, and for some reason he's out there challenging Saka.
He got lobbed, didn't he? Remember?
Yes, he did. Yes, he
for no
did.
reason. Like,
yeah, he came out for no reason. As well. Oh my God! And this is a guy who's actually protected him, not like on purpose, but when he's played well, I've said he's played well. But listen, I was told in the summer, it's okay. We don't need to buy a goalkeeper. The goalkeeper position is not that important. We can get away with goalkeepers aren't even footballers, I'm told. How dare anyone second guess how important a goalkeeper is? If there's one game this season to know how important goalkeepers are, it's this game on both sides shows you how important goalkeepers are. Okay? No great side has won things with a mediocre goalkeeper. And I'm prepared to be proven wrong, but I will challenge anyone to show me a great side that has won things, or a side that's won things with mediocre goalkeepers. Honest to God. And everyone's going, yeah, well, we can put Petrovic in. Why? Why put Petrovic in? Because he's good from the MLS.
The people that are...
Hang on.
Yeah.
I thought we bought the best goalkeeper from the MLS in Slovenia. Now Petrovic is the best goalkeeper from MLS? What am I hearing? Bro, even in January, I don't think we'll buy a new goalkeeper, by the way, while I'm saying this. Until next summer. But if I don't see names like Magnon, if I don't see the top two names being Magnon and Diogo Costa, and it probably will be Diogo Costa given age, what we're going for, then I do not know what we are doing. Because this guy, he's gotten away. You know what? He has gotten away with it. This is his first real big mistake that's cost us something, right? I think. I'm pretty mistaken again. But that has actually cost us. But he will cost us again sometime soon, or several times. Mm-hmm. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, the people asking for Petrovic to come in the team, I don't think they've ever watched a single game of his. I would bet good money on that. I don't know about you guys.
Bro, they didn't watch Slovenia. So there's no way they watched Petrovic. But I'm sorry, man. I'm being too kind. I want to say more. I could put the other four word that begins with C there and ends with T. But it's just honestly, he's the sole reason he gave Arsenal momentum. Don't let any Arsenal fans tell you, oh, Mikel Arteta, he changed his subs. Those subs had no impact until Sanchez gave them momentum with the ball. They were doing nothing. They were doing absolutely nothing. I will say on the second goal, I will say that's on Gusto for not marking at all. That's on Gusto, really, for doing it. Other than that, that's the thing. He had a great game, but the most important thing is going to really downgrade his actual performance because he should have actually been more attentive wins. But let's stick with Sanchez. This guy, actually, no, let's go with Scott. Because I know Scott's had a lot with Sanchez.
Sanchez is dog shit. He's dog shit. Like, he's shit. Like, I don't care that he's... This idea as well, I mentioned it earlier, this idea as well, he saved us. Cool, he saved us in games where we were 1-0 down and we didn't lose 5-0. We still lost. I don't give a fuck if he saved us. Like, we lost. A loss is a loss at the end of the day. Like, unless you play a team off the pitch and you just get unlucky, like, a loss is a loss at the end of the day. Like, and he's dog shit. He's been shit. He was shit for Brighton in the latter half of, like, just before he got dropped. He wasn't good. There was a reason he got dropped. And it wasn't just, oh, we fell out with the manager. Bro, how many times do you see players fall out with guys that they trust? How many times do you see like Pep fall out with guys that he trusts?
No,
Like that doesn't happen. Cool. So it was obvious it was more than just him like falling out with him. He didn't think he was any good. Like, and he's replaced him with 2 players. He replaced him with a guy who like 3 years ago was playing in the Championship for like Bristol or something. And he replaced him with a guy from the Belgian league. That's what he replaced him with. It's Brighton's third choice goalkeeper. This guy's a mid-table goalkeeper at best. I was told as well that he was meant to have good distribution. I saw how good his distribution was for that Rice goal. Impeccable distribution. Distributed right to the wrong player. Smashing. Did that against Brighton as well.
And got away with it.
Against Brighton. It was terrible. The whole game as well, this game, his distribution was shit, and it has been shit. So the only thing that we are relying him on is his shot stopping and his ability to claim crosses. And as Andrew pointed out earlier, my man nearly gave Colwell a concussion trying to claim a cross, which he didn't claim. He's shit. He's a mid-table goalkeeper at best. He's dog shit.
Yeah.
And I knew he was dog shit when he came here, and I'm yet to be convinced because of a couple decent performances where he made some good saves, cool, but we were losing those games anyway, so is what it is. We've made a sideways step from Kepa. That's the funniest thing about this is we clown Kepa, and rightfully so, for years. We made a sideways step. What we're seeing now from Sanchez is not better than what we saw last season from Kepa.
No, I can't even I can't even be bothered even to because it's not like it's this thing, right? This is not like Mendy came in and you saw the levels go up, right? Even if it was only for a year, right? From Kepa, you saw the levels go up. And this is, I don't even want to do a Kepa Sanchez thing because it'd be like it's a Spider-Man meme, right? Do you know what I mean? It's not like, oh yeah, it's basically saying my small dick's 1 inch bigger than yours, essentially. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. That's what it is. But it goes back to what I said in the summer, and I was like, oh no, it's okay. We'll go this year. We need a striker more than a goalkeeper and stuff like that. You don't build a spine without putting a great goalkeeper in there first. You cannot have a spine without a good goalkeeper. Okay? And I thought the defence, minus Colwell, because I thought he was a bit average today, I thought the rest of the defence were played well. But you build confidence in your defence and through the rest of the team when you have a good goalkeeper. It builds confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? You know what I mean? Like, the reason Liverpool have been able to stay where they were, even finishing 5th last season, is because Alisson saved their asses on multiple times last season. Okay? Hardly any mistakes. He's hardly made any mistakes in his Liverpool career. Say what you say about Edison. I think, but he gives the side confidence. Czech did it for 10 years. Coutinho before that. Courtois a little bit after that. And it just astonishes me that some Chelsea fans, given the history of our goalkeepers, will still go, yeah, but it's okay. We don't need to look at the goalkeeping position that much. Are you out of your mind? Seriously.
On that point, Andrew, just going back to Liverpool, by the way, this is a team that finished, second in the league?
Yeah.
And then to go and improve that, or I don't know if it was the year they finished second or it was the year before, but they weren't winning titles. They were scoring goals comfortably. They were scoring goals, but were losing games like 4-3 or drawing games 3-3. So what did they do to go and change that? They signed Van Dijk for a then world record fee, I think it was, for a centre-back, a defender, and then world record fee for a goalkeeper in Alisson, who's comfortably the best goalkeeper in the league, goalkeeper in the world currently. That's what they bought to then go and win the league.
By the way, whatever the urban legend is about, we were waiting on Thibaut Courtois. We shouldn't have waited on Thibaut Courtois' decision. We should have signed Alisson. We shouldn't even wait for Thibaut Courtois to make his decision. If he had any doubt about playing for us, to me, that indicates you're not committed 100%. I'm going to get someone in. Imagine us having Alisson right now for the past 5 years.
Oh,
imagine that. Now, we've had to go through now a £72 million bust in Kepa, who we can't get rid of. We had to go through Mendy, who did play well for a year, but just fell off a cliff. And now we're having to go through with Sanchez. But like you said, it's just what is it with Spanish goalkeepers all of a sudden?
Oh, they're shit. Like any
Oh
top
my
team.
God.
This is what I'm saying. Like you, as a mid-table team, Spanish goalkeepers are fine. If you're a top team, like wanting to win stuff, do not touch Spanish goalkeepers with a barge pole. I don't know what it is about that position. They've got every other position the Spanish have when it comes to bringing guys through down. Whether it's defenders, they've got those down. Whether it's midfielders, oh, they've got those down. Even attackers, like you could argue for the most part, they've got those down, right? The goalkeeper position, they haven't got down. I don't know what it is. They just haven't got down. Like, I see people as well rating Unai Simon. Stay away. Don't ever touch him with a barge pole. I don't care if he's good now, whatever. We said that about Kepa before he came. Like, don't ever touch him. Let him go somewhere else. Like, I don't know what it is, but they have not got that position down. Don't ever touch Spanish goalkeepers. They're terrible.
You have David Raya on the other end as well. He was far from convincing either.
This game, I posted it in the group chat for Lewis's streams. I said literally the two of them were having a game of who could be the biggest crackhead in this game. Him and Sanchez and Raya. Like, Jesus Christ.
JP, I respect your comment. Diogo Costa's there to get, bro. Diogo Costa is there to buy. I'd get him. Diogo Costa's there to buy. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that I refuse to believe us would be put off by a price. I refuse to believe Chelsea would be put off by a price. Just won't happen, bro. It will just not happen. We will not be put off by we'll have a certain price for someone.
Andrew.
If we want the player that bad, we proved it for Caicedo. If we want that player that bad, we will pay that money. We did it for Enzo, we did it for Caicedo. We will pay the money. Trust me.
Andrew, I'm gonna be real. It's not even that for me. It's like, let's say that there isn't like a top level goalkeeper you could go and get in terms of a Maignan, a Oblak, Ter Stegen, etc., whatever. Right? This recruitment team has showed me enough with the guys they've bought in terms of like Palmer, in terms of like Jackson for the most part, in terms of Badiashile, Disasi. They've shown me that if they want to go and find someone of quality, they'll go and find someone that will be an out there shout. So there's no way anyone on the God's green earth can tell me that we looked all over the world and came to the decision that Brighton's third choice goalkeeper, who, by the way, the thing I was going to mention as well is Andrew said it earlier. Mendy came in and we immediately got a massive increase in terms of the level. Mendy came in and immediately, he dropped off massively, but immediately came in and by the end of that season or during that season showed a arguably, at worst, top three keepers at the time level. What we're seeing from Sanchez is the same shit he was doing at Brighton. So there's no improvement there. So, you're telling me that, we as a team and as a recruitment team decided that, Brighton's third choice goalkeeper was the best thing we could come up with. You're telling me that Mamardashvili wasn't available, that Bayern wanted. You're telling me that there wasn't someone else that you could have got that, out there that was not available.
I'm gonna be honest.
We can go and sign someone, even if it's for a year and a half. We can go and sign someone, and there will be an immediate improvement in what we had.
You know what? Yeah, with Sanchez, we all knew, this is something that I made the point of. I was arguing with Marshall on this. He's a minimal upgrade on Kepa. Now, I think for me, obviously he made the mistakes today. You could say he costed us a lot of the chances today. There's no doubt about that. The problem is, we talk about someone like Diego Costa, Mamardashvili, etc., etc. A lot of these guys, though, probably for me would be doing similar things to what Sanchez is doing as well. The only difference is they're just younger for me. That's all it is for me. If we're being honest, that's the only difference I would say. Right now we're getting of Sanchez and those two.
That does make it more acceptable to an extent, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it will make it. But the point I'm trying to make is that even if we do get a go for these guys, that's what we're gonna. I would probably accept. That's what we would probably be expecting it either way, whether we like it or not. So I don't know, man. And the thing with Maignan is this guy's got a hamstring that's just I don't know what's going on with his hamstring, bro. Because every time he plays, he's got a hamstring issue. So that story for me, you need to have at least a competent backup. Not what AC Milan have, but they have to put Giroud in goal over the number 2 goalkeeper.
No, he got sent off, to be fair. That's they didn't have any subs, I don't think, either. That's why.
Maybe that's fair then.
I think Maignan got injured in a previous game. So
yeah, so that's what I'm saying to you. That's the issue that I have with Maignan. Like obviously Onana, I said this before, I wouldn't want Onana beforehand. My point was that guy has a bozo gene. I've seen it before, so it didn't surprise me when I was seeing that stuff that he's doing at United, whether we like it or not. But I think at the end of the day, we can talk about Sanchez all day, but I really want to talk about Pochettino subs, because for me, I think some of those subs happened too little, too late, and there were some subs that needed to happen which didn't happen either. Like I personally am of the view that once the 70th minute hit, this guy Enzo was cooked, in my opinion. Like he actually looked like he was gassed out, and like I think for me, the thing for me was that Enzo and I think Caicedo both came, I think a day before, like 2 days before, essentially, before actually was it called thingy happened, before the game, and like they play internationally. There's gonna be a lot of that thing. I honestly, I honestly felt like bringing on Ogochukwu probably for an Enzo. Yeah, because Caicedo looked like he was still able to play, in my opinion, from the rest of the game, from what I saw. Bringing on Ogochukwu, Caicedo, and that Gallagher free would have actually been a lot more better and solidified the midfield a lot more, in my opinion. So
I don't think I don't think he's subbed to any negative impact.
I think this. Do you know what I think the subs were. I think the subs became bad because of the result and what happened.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing. That's why I blame Sanchez for this, because like if we were 2-0 up, if we were 2-0 up and comfortable and cruising, and you made the subs you did, I don't think anyone's complaining, because I think it made sense in terms of giving Reece minutes. It made sense giving Noni minutes. Yeah. It made sense with all the subs you made. The subs were made worse. Like having Reece on the pitch, considering how he played, what happened from basically when we conceded onwards. Like James offered nothing, but like we weren't expecting him to offer anything. You just wanted to get him minutes because he's just come back from injury. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like that's why I put this all on Sanchez. Like if Sanchez just doesn't make that mistake, then they don't get momentum. They're still looking terrible, because they were terrible. Let's not lie. Let's not dress it up. That Arsenal team, I thought, like, apart from the subs, like apart from Tomiyasu, I thought came on and did well. I thought Trossard obviously scored, made a bit of a difference for them. Apart from that, like that team was shit. Like that our Arsenal team was shit. They played like shit. Yeah.
That's why I totally disagree with you, Ahmed, in the focus on. I think you think the subs didn't work because of the end result.
No. I'm not talking about that necessarily. I just actually think, for me personally, from the way he was trying to attempt to do stuff, obviously we can't control Sanchez, right? But I think for me, what could have at least stopped inhabiting that situation could have been you bring on Ugochukwu, you have a lot more of a defensive midfield, in my opinion, because he's trying to go for that defensive. That would have worked better for me.
But sorry, bringing Ugochukwu on wouldn't have stopped Sanchez making that pass. No. That wouldn't have affected that pass whatsoever.
I hear you, but I felt like before the goal, though.
That pass was aimed for Gallagher.
No, but I'm not even talking about the goals. I'm saying, though, before that, though, there were signs that I was seeing already, and I'm pretty sure you guys are watching the game. But it felt like, the control, we were starting to lose control.
Yeah, but that's an issue with this youngish, naive side. That's a reaction. So bringing on Ugochukwu, an even younger player, probably wouldn't have had any positive result in it whatsoever, because he's also a young player surrounded by other young players who are panicking.
The difference is he's got experience, though. That's the difference. He's actually played. That's the difference I would say.
He's not got experience. Not the experience you want. And the thing, the type of player you want to bring on in that situation, ironically enough, is the guy who started a DM for Arsenal today. Like in that situation, what you want to do is bring on a guy like Jorginho or a guy like Silva, if he hadn't have started in that situation, to calm everyone down. But we don't have that on the bench at the moment. And that's an argument that's been made like by our fans constantly in terms of the experience thing. But again, like this argument for me just doesn't come about if that waste of space that we have in goal doesn't make an error. Like if he just uses his brain and clears it like a normal person, like a normal human being, then we're not complaining about the subs. We win that game comfortably. Like it's just because fucking idiot.
Because everyone, Keaton's right. We didn't finish our food, but we were in such control. It didn't matter. That was literally their first shot on target, that goal. Sanchez they didn't even pepper Sanchez's goal. We're not talking about him pulling off saves and them hitting the post or anything like that. They had after we scored the penalty from the 20th minute to like the 29th minute, they had a brief thing, and then Rice passed it across the goal and stuff. But they did nothing. They did nothing. Apart 75th minute onwards, yeah, they spiked up, yeah, and maybe in the end, if you were to take that from 75 minute on, yeah, a 2-2 draw is fair. Do you know what I mean?
Also,
if you take it from that, but I just think football is built on momentum. Do you know what I mean? It's built on momentum. You hand any side a gift, they're going to take that, and one side goes up, their heads go up. One side, their heads go down. And that's what happened.
Also, apart from the Palmer miss and the Colwell miss not long after, I don't remember any chances we had that I'd say were like comfortable chances or like we should score. Off the top of my head, like I can't remember any others apart from those
Jackson
two.
had that.
Jackson, yeah, I was
Jackson
gonna say.
played through
By Sterling.
Yeah.
He dribbled it straight into Rye's hands.
Yep.
Yeah, he tried. I think I was driving. Weird. He tried to I thought he was trying to first shift it onto his left, but then he just didn't.
He was trying to go on the outside around the right.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird thing.
Too tight of an angle.
Yeah, and then like you say, Raya gave that away for the Palmer thing. But what I'm saying is that even those were better chances than Arsenal had created before they scored their goal. They had done nothing apart from that Rice ball that went across the box. Literally nothing. And then one man said, "Oh, that guy's having a bad game. Hold my beer." Do you know what I mean? It's like one guy had who. Do you know what? Even up to that, he hadn't played well, but no one would have said anything, right? If we'd won, no one would have said anything about Sanchez. Maybe at the end, oh, yeah, it was a bit shaky, but it doesn't matter because it didn't cost us. But he cost us that goal, cost us the game, okay? Cost us the game and the momentum that they built. Yeah, the second goal we should have defended better, absolutely, at the back post. But momentum is so key. If teams are given momentum and they seize upon it, they will punish the other side. And that's just what it is.
Yep.
And, you know, I really want to focus on a couple of players that don't get a lot of praise from the fan base, some of the fan base. And I think Cucurella and Galadog was, yeah, that's right. Listen, I know Saka got the assist, but Cucurella had him in his pocket the entire game. That was, and this isn't saying much given the levels, but I think that was Cucurella's best performance for us. Like left back.
It's that or Dortmund, really.
That or Dortmund, yeah. But obviously, recently, that's definitely his best performance. People are going to say, "Oh, yeah, well, Saka wasn't fit." I don't. That's not our problem. That's Arteta's problem. I don't care. And I know he got the assist, yeah, and that's punished us. But overall, I thought Cucurella had a very, very good game. He got booked as well, right? Am I right? He got booked.
He got booked later in the game, I think.
Yeah, he got later in the game.
I don't think he did. I didn't think he did.
I don't know if he got booked, but
He got booked.
And then Gallagher, who did play well. By the way, he played well because Enzo and Caicedo played well behind him. By the way, before anyone says anything, you can't praise Gallagher for playing well and then say Enzo and Caicedo didn't play well. What I'm hearing out there. But Gallagher, for his credit, played very well today. He actually played. You know what? He actually played better than Martin Odegaard, and that's saying something. But what we think of those two players, Ahmed and Oliver?
I think Cucurella, again, you know, one thing I've always said about him is that I think defensively he can do a job as long as he, you know, stops the R1 sticking. You know what I mean? If you know, which is like really just like be a bit too much on the front foot, he can do a good job for you defensively. And I think he showed that today. At the end of the day, it seems that you know, Pochettino clearly likes his left back to be a bit more defensive compared to the other guy who we had on our side, which is Gusto, and obviously Reece James, which is obviously interesting to see, which I think provides a good balance. Excuse me, to the team in general. Yep, and I think for me, Gallagher, you know, listen, man, you know, listen, man, I believed always. You know what I'm saying? He believes from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Scott can hate. Scott hating all that much. But listen, man, Scott's hating all that much.
This
But
guy's gonna try and claim
Father
Gallagher,
Gallagher, man, you know what I'm saying?
He's
Father
gonna try and
Gallagher, you
claim
know what I'm saying?
Gallagher. This
You know
guy's
what I'm
shameless.
saying?
Hey, but when I was cooking you about you being a Gallagher stan last season, you were nowhere to be seen. You were
Hey
distant.
man, hey man, listen. Contract extension comes soon, you know what I'm saying? Coming soon. Contract extension coming soon. Lovely jubbly. But that's all I've got to say. That's all I've got to say, man.
Go on, Oliver. What were your impressions of both?
Yeah, I was very, very happy with Cucurella. I mean, I believe apart from the Wimbledon game, this is his first game at left back this season. So he did very well. I had him in his pocket, Saka, like you say. Just wish he got on the chance earlier because we know these performances are in him. We saw it at Brighton. We saw it against Dortmund last season. We see it again today. So, with Chilwell out, I'd like to see this continue unless Disasi comes back. Colwell might go back to left back. So we'll see on that. But very happy with him today. And, Gallagher just all over the place. Like, you got to give Enzo and Caicedo the credit alongside as well. But, just the way Gallagher was hurrying the Arsenal backline in midfield, really caused them a lot of problems, particularly in that first half. So, it was definitely to our benefit. And you can't really say anything negative about him. Like, he made the right passes when he needed to. I believe he assisted the Mudryk goal, which, is what it is. That was a cross. But, at the end of the day, he still got the ball to him. So fair enough. And just no problems from either of them, really. I mean, you could have, yes, Saka got the assist, but if you're really going to discredit a whole 90 minutes of brilliance from Cucurella for that one moment, then I don't know what we're doing here. So, yeah, that's my take.
Alexis, I'll send you the link. Scott, go on. What? I know you're a big Gallagher lover, so what do you mean?
No, I can't even fault. I said this at the start. I can't even our worst outfield performer, which you could probably argue was Colwell, I don't think was terrible. I thought he was a bit shaky at times, but I thought he was still decent. I thought he was still did well. With the rest of the team though as well, I can't fault anyone. I thought Cucurella was incredible. I think one of the things we know, I've always known how good defensively he is, and I've always known how good of a left back he is. When he was at Brighton, I've been on that train, still continue to be on that train. It keeps going. The Cucurella redemption tour is continuing. But one of the things that impresses me with him compared to Chilwell when we have him at left back isn't necessarily defensively. It's more when he's on the ball. There were times where he's getting the ball and he's initiating an attack straight away in terms of a pass between two players, and he's willing to do that. And even if it doesn't always come off, there was a couple that didn't quite connect. It's he's number one, it wasn't in an area where it was hurting us. Number two, it was it's the fact he's still trying that. If that's Chilwell in that same position, he's just holding on to the ball. We're slowing the game down. We're not initiating anything. And you can halve the amount of attacks that you're going to have because you're just not attacking that sort of space. And I think that's one of the things that he does really well. And it's not something we've seen as much. I think him and Cole will give that quite a lot. I think Cole's got more of the longer passes rather than those, but he can still do that. And I think when Chilwell plays there, we don't have that as much. But yeah, I was impressed with him. Even Gallagher as well. I think the thing I like about Gallagher today is it was the simple stuff. I think with players like Gallagher, and it was the same when Mount was here, my issues with them is that they failed at doing the simple stuff. They can't do the simple stuff where it's keep the ball in possession. They're not just doing the simple passes in terms of recycling possession and things like that, but in a good way. Excuse me. And it's just there was no sloppy passes in terms of giving the ball away in poor areas. If he did give the ball away, it was in areas where it's not really going to affect you. And yeah, I've got no I've genuinely got no kind of complaints about anyone's performances. The whole team, as I said, from back to front, apart from one player, was quality, was exceptional. Excuse me, I'm not even going to address this comment because I think it's fucking stupid.
Let me just stress this. Hang on, let me just stress this.
It's stupid.
The reason Gallagher played well is because Caicedo and Enzo did their jobs as a double pivot. If you notice, without the ball, we defended in a box or a triangle in a 4-4-2, and the central was Gallagher, Palmer, Caicedo, Enzo. If you can't see that, then it's just an agenda at this stage. Okay?
By the way, if we're going to talk about,
I don't know what to. I don't know how to help you.
I know exactly what Oliver's going to say.
Hang on, you keep going zero GNA. Enzo did his job for me today. What he's mainly bought for, okay. a player like you a player like you probably rates Modric, right? A player like you rates Modric, yeah? What's his GNA? That's what I want to know. What's Modric's GNA? What was Iniesta's GNA in the Barcelona team? Because it wasn't high. What was Xavi's GNA in the Barcelona team? Because it wasn't high. So you really need to look at the game. I am being honest. You're not being honest about the Enzo performance. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about guys, this fan base of Enzo. I really don't know this. I'm going to add Alexis to the things. I know he's going to want to talk about midfield because he's probably justified after the Terrace performance yesterday.
I know what Oliver was going to say, by the way, because I think I was going to say the same thing. You've got 300 million pound midfielders on that football pitch, and the worst of the lot was the one wearing red. Like the fact that Enzo dog walked a supposedly world class complete midfielder, Cobham-Baum. He gets it. He respects the club. You know, chest pumping, knee sliding, all that nonsense. And guess what? Enzo dog walked him the whole game. Dog walked him.
Gallagher dog walked him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Let's not pretend like there's something special.
Look at Zidane's GNA. Zidane's one of the greatest midfielders of all time. Look at his GNA.
People know, by the way.
Way too much respect.
I use this all. Andrew, I'm glad you brought that up, by the way. I use this stat all the time. You know, Bruno Fernandes has more goals and assists at club level than Zinedine Zidane.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. GNA does not mean you're a better player. It does not mean you're a better player.
I think as well. I could be wrong. I need to check this. I think he has more than either Johan Cruyff or Eric Cantona as well.
Rice winning Enzo points. So Enzo did nothing towards helping us get you know what? I'm not going to address it. Alexis, I know you're going to feel justified about it. Actually, we'll still talk about midfield because you were mocked yesterday on the terrace, and I was like, I got to make sure I start messaging people and on the terrace just to give them some points, just so that they remember to say stuff. But you said about the midfields. Go on. What do you want to say about even the game, everything, the midfield? What do you want to say?
Boys, first of all, great stream as per usual. I love your channel. Like I don't listen to many Chelsea channels. You guys are like one of the few, purely based on the fact that I like your charisma as a collective. It works. So keep up the great work. But man, I'm really torn how to feel about this game. Yeah. 70 minutes, I'm over the moon, right? I'm convinced that this team will go make top 5 this year because we're only 4 points off Newcastle. So basically we win next week, they drop points, and then we beat them. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're there. Do you understand what I mean? But with that donkey in goal, because I think Sanchez, right, I don't like him. I genuinely don't like the keeper. Nothing personal. I don't like the way he plays in goal. I think he's great at collecting crosses, and I really appreciate that because we've had Kepa for years. But what I don't like is the way he distributes the ball. You can give me all the statistics in the world. You can give me, he's got 78% long passes. He's got 90% short passes or whatever, where he ranks. My eyes don't lie. Against Brighton, there were 2 opportunities where Ansu Fati should have scored and Pedro should have scored. They didn't punish us. Against Burnley, shaky kicking. And against Fulham, I swear to God, my heart came out my mouth and came back in. That's how much he had me on the edge of my seat. And today we just got punished. We genuinely got punished today. Yes, Rice done an absolutely fantastic strike. And people are like, oh, you know what, you just give credit to the midfielder. Rice wouldn't have had the opportunity if he didn't misplace a simple pass. Just play it fucking long. Excuse my language. You know, you're winning 2-0. Just play it long. I don't understand this. I know I'm going on a monologue, but I don't understand this reiteration of, we're just going to play it short. Why? We're under pressure. We're winning 2-0. Saliba and Gabriel are struggling. Why are we doing this? Unless I'm missing something, is there a specific reason we play out the back so much?
No, I'm all for that. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this playing out from the back. If you can play out from the back because you've got good enough players, fine. Or sometimes it's not even. You don't have to always play out the back.
But the thing is,
do you know what? Hoof it and make them start and break down their attack.
Do you know what? Do you know what's dumb about it? Because someone mentioned this earlier. It's you can play it out from the back. It's just the choice, like the decision making in terms of the choice of player you picked to play, like pass it to, and the choice of pass was terrible. Like you played it to a guy who's on his back foot, who's not ready to receive the ball, and like you can see when the ball goes to Gallagher that he's on the half turn, like waiting to like run off to do like a second man run because he's expecting it to go somewhere else.
Mhm.
And like you had Enzo there in space waiting for the ball, and it's like you chose to pass to Gallagher. And it's not, I'm not clowning Gallagher for it. It's like even Gallagher wasn't expecting it.
Oh, hospital pass.
We had a debate,
Absolute
Andrew, with Cam a little bit in the group chat of like Gallagher needs to be better. No, he's not expecting it. You can tell he's not expecting it.
By the way,
He's-
I don't even think.
like
I think
Enzo.
you're wrong. I think you're wrong. I think the pass was for Enzo and he
It was-
misplaced it.
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying.
Too
Even
much
if it was
power.
for Enzo- But that's what I'm saying. Even if it was for Enzo, then he fucked the pass up. So like you can do it short. You just I don't know what like
Because yeah, after I've released my review, a bunch of people said it's Gallagher's fault. And you know what?
No.
I'm the first person to jump at Gallagher. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be
like,
honest,
that's
right?
not Gallagher.
lot of
And I
haters,
was
man.
like, wait, where? I was like, where the hell did Gallagher get involved in this sequence? So I went and looked at it, and they're like, oh, it's Gallagher's fault. I was like, that's not Gallagher's fault.
No chance.
That's not Gallagher's fault.
Now, the argument is that Rice overtook him. Like I don't agree with it, but that's the argument they put out.
But the thing is,
Nah.
he's not expecting the pass to be misplaced, come towards him, and he's not even thinking about Rice coming that short thing because he's expecting him
Can
to
I-
be on the half turn.
Can I tell you another horrific thing about that pass as well? He played it with his weak foot. If you go and watch that, he played it with his left foot. What are you
You know what
doing?
else-
Why are you trying to play
you
a
know
pass
what?
that
I don't
incisive
understand.
with your weak foot?
For
Like,
me,
by the way,
God,
Go ahead,
boys,
man.
can we give Pochettino some praise for telling Gallagher to not get involved in any build-up anymore? Have you noticed whenever we play out the back here, and you know what? I'm big on people knowing their strengths and weaknesses. And it's not a strength of Gallagher's, and it's not fair that we were asking him to do it. He looks so much more competent and better now that he's not asked to do the stuff he's crap at.
I've always said that. If you simplify his instructions, he will do the job. If you make him overthink things or make him do things that he's not talented for, you will see the limitations of that player come to light. You just will. It was a perfect. What he does today is what Mount used to do, like in terms of the first couple of seasons, right? The pressing, everything like that, and he didn't do it
Yeah.
last time.
Mhm.
But he
Agreed.
does it. He's doing it well. And by the way, I'll repeat again. He played well today and has played well this season in some games because of Enzo and Caicedo performing well behind him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that was the
Wait,
same
by
at
the
Crystal
way-
Palace. When he was at Crystal Palace, he had I think it was Schlupp and there was Milivojevic. Milivojevic
Right.
was a competent CDM, and like that's what allowed him to be that third guy to do what he was doing at Crystal Palace.
Bro, but
And
there's
obviously-
nothing wrong with that, though, right? Like, I think
No,
we
I'm
should-
actually no, but I'm just showing like the pattern. Like if he has like those two, if he has people around him that can do the jobs that maybe he's not as strong at, he will be able to do well. That's the point I'm just trying to make.
By the way, you two, you lot, sorry. Do you not think, right, Enzo and Caicedo as a double pivot is top tier? Like, I don't care how much they cost.
I don't know why
but,
it took him too long, bro. It took him so long, bro. He needed I don't understand why it took him that long just to realize. Okay, stop putting Enzo in the 10 and play him in the big. It took him. Wasn't Brighton? It was the game before after Brighton. That he decided to find
Fulham, right?
Fulham. It was Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham, yeah.
It took him until Fulham to realize that, which is, I mean, it took him 5 games to realize Chilwell was not left wing. Because if you just go wait more time for him to realize.
The biggest myth, in Chelsea, like Chelsea history that people rewrite is that Matic was a DM under Conte.
No.
He weren't. It was like Conte and Fabregas. Matic and Fabregas. They both basically played box to box roles. Where I think Matic got like 7 assists that year or something crazy.
Yeah. I don't think he got more. I think he got 8 or 9 or something like that.
Yeah, and for me, I think we've got that tandem now. Like Caicedo is more of that Matic player where he goes around, destroys, and goes forward. And then we've got the Fabregas in Enzo. They're not exactly the same, but he's got the passer, uses his intelligence to get into the positions. And then you've got people next to him that run around. And we've got that balance spot on for years to come. Like, I'm actually so happy. That's why when I said on the terrace, I actually prefer our midfield over theirs. I did not understand. I actually at one point started saying maybe what I'm saying is mad. Like maybe
No,
I should
Alexis,
get cooked.
You know what you can say back to them now? Yeah, you know what? You might rate your midfielder Partey, Rice and Odegaard, but you know who doesn't? Your manager doesn't rate the midfielder Partey, Rice and Odegaard because Partey was on the bench.
You know
And
what
don't
it
tell
is,
me he wasn't
Andrew?
fit. But also, I just want to say this. I wish I would have said this now about in all the streams I've been on during the week or listened to or message in. Who the hell are you to tell me that my South American pivot is going to get bullied by anyone? Yeah? Who are you to tell me that? When I've got a Colombian and an Argentinian as a double pivot, that you think you're going to be more physical and bully my pivot like that? Who the hell do you think you are?
I'm surprised though. A lot
You know
of
what I
people
mean?
thought that. That's what surprised me because
Well, we were gonna
I
get
actually
slapped.
because when
We
I
were gonna get
because you know
slapped.
on my because you know when in my preview I said that the midfield that we have can go player for player against them. And like the thing for Arsenal is that I don't know what they're missing the third player in their midfield because he doesn't like Partey. He tried Havertz, didn't work. Doesn't want to use Fabio Vieira in that third spot. So he's only got two of Rice and Odegaard essentially. That's just the midfield. So I was
Bro.
surprised when people were saying that, man.
You know what? I love Jorginho, right? You guys know I love Jorginho.
Yeah,
But we saw that.
here.
We saw, bro. We saw an age in Jorginho today, in the sense that when the game got a little bit physical, he got overrun. And this whole argument, put Rice next to him, and none of this problems would occur, was nonsense.
Wasn't
Because
that
the reality.
Alexis, did you watch? Have you been on them? I've done loads of 11s. I've watched them. No one even mentioned Jorginho this week at all. I've not heard any Arsenal fan go, well, maybe he'll play Jorginho. No. There's been Partey, Rice, Odegaard.
But even our lineup was a bit mad. Like, who predicted our lineup?
No one.
No one.
I think the front line was really what caught people off guard with no striker.
No, it's also where.
I thought left back.
But it's also where. Because everyone had Sterling as the false nine. Everyone.
Yeah, it was Palmer, wasn't it?
The thing is, though,
I'm actually glad he didn't because, like, I'm
Yes.
pretty sure there was a couple times last season. I think it was just in the cup or when he came on, but there was a couple times last season when Palmer played for City. I'm sure he came on at striker.
Yeah,
like I'm sure he came on at striker for them.
He did.
Like,
And
so like we've
these days,
the only time I can remember we've ever seen Sterling play as like a central false nine type of thing was the under Southgate at whatever tournament was where he played that weird 3-1-4-2 thing. Where, like,
Tuchel last season, I was going to say,
yeah, that was bad, man. I didn't want to see. I really didn't want to see Sterling in false nine, but like the Disasi thing, like from what we were hearing, Disasi, we knew that apparently he was like waiting assessment to see if he was going to be fit enough for the game. So that's why when I saw Cucurella left back, it didn't necessarily surprise me.
But you know what? I'll tell you this, right?
Yeah.
Palmer is like a Firmino, in the sense that he'll drop, he'll pick up the ball, and he'll slide past it through, and he just links he'll link the midfield with the attack. So the fact that we basically got our Salah and Mane on the two wings bombing forward, I'm not saying they're as good as them, like peak Salah, and Mane, but I'm just saying like hypothetical profiles. I think this could be a good formula.
Do you know what though? That's a perfect segue to this, because he is the truth. All right, Cole Palmer is the truth. All right, He is a £45 million bargain. All right,
yeah,
he is the truth. You may have wanted Kudus. I wanted Kudus, but
I wanted
Palmer
Kudus.
is and he's a good player. Kudus, by the way. I'd still want Kudus, by the way. I'm just saying that right now. But Palmer is the truth. He was again phenomenal today. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, he was lucky not to score a second actually in that first half.
He should have scored, by the way.
That Raya one, he should have scored. That Raya one, he should have scored. The Raya mistake, I think he should have scored that. I think he should have punished him and scored that. But he is the truth. I'm telling you right now. He is gonna be what everyone thought Kai Havertz should have been. All right. He's gonna be that player. I cannot wait to see him link up with someone like Nkunku. The potential and an actual striker. He was absolutely brilliant in that role as well. When he played central, he was Saliba and Gabriel last week tied up Haaland, took a piece of his soul last week. But this week, they didn't know what to do with that. They just didn't know what to do.
Andrew, can I say something, please,
Yeah,
about that victory against Man City?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of, history is written by the victors, right? That expression. Arsenal winning that game, there's been a lot of rewriting of history.
Oh, it's an overreaction. That win.
We smashed Man City. It was an excellent, bro. It was a fucking deflected goal. Yeah, excuse my French. It was a deflected goal, number one, that left the keeper flat-footed. Rodri wasn't playing. Kevin De Bruyne wasn't playing.
The Arsenal killer De Bruyne wasn't playing. He always scores against Arsenal.
Do you understand? It was literally, in my opinion, you played a weakened version of them and you got a deflected goal to nick a victory when they could have even won it, where they were the better team.
Alexis, how many saves did Edison have to make in that match?
He didn't. And that whole myth, the number of people that said to me, oh, what did Man City do? Well, Ake got it cleared off the line. Alvarez missed a big sitter. And then you cancelled each other out in the second half. Let's not do this nonsense.
This man.
It's in the group chat, Chris. What do you mean?
What I was going to say about the whole attacking thing for me is like...
He's our Sanchez. He's our Robert Sanchez, Chris, man. Absolute lack of attention, this guy. Unbelievable. He just gave the ball away. This guy. Good Lord.
What excites me as well about like the attacking thing, and obviously it's only been 3 games or so that we've really seen this attack start to like become cohesive, but it's like we're seeing all of the so many of the attackers start to find kind of some level of form or some level of like
the back of the net,
cohesion with each other. Where like you're seeing Sterling starting to like, obviously he started well, had that dip, and he's starting to come back a little bit in terms of what we saw at the start of the season. We're seeing Palmer has just come in and have been effective straight away. We're seeing in Mudryk, even if Mudryk isn't having his best game, he scored today. It was like it wasn't meant to, didn't mean that, but a goal's a goal. We take it. It's like
he scored against Arsenal. That's all that matters to me.
You're seeing Gallagher play well, and it's like all of these guys. Obviously, Jackson, scored like a couple of goals in his last few appearances. Roger scored the other day. What excites me is when we get someone like Nkunku come back, we're going to have genuine conversations to be had of like who drops out. And obviously someone will have to drop out because Nkunku's got to start. He's the main guy we bought. He's seen as the main guy. But it's like, it's at the start of the season, it was easy to be like, okay, he's going to go in here. This guy's going to get dropped. This is what it's actually going to look like going forward. Like now it's like, you can't really drop Mudryk. You can't really drop Palmer. You can't really drop Gallagher right now. You can't really drop Sterling. Like it's like, you kind of got to start a striker in Jackson. So like, who gets dropped? Like and it's a good conversation.
You know what's mad, right? For 2 things. I know it might be sounding reactionary. I would go with this front 3 for the next few games.
I would as well.
Like Palmer. But you know what's even more extraordinary? Palmer is the number 1 name written down in that attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's Palmer plus 2 others. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. It's not.
Did you hear what Poch said after the game?
Did you see him during the game, Alexis, when he hugged him? He actually hugged him during the game. He was like, yes, you're the guy. He hugged him during the game. And this apparently Poch didn't want him. Maybe he didn't, but he does want him now. I'll tell you
But you heard what Poch said, didn't you? You heard what Poch said. Poch said,
what did he say?
Poch said, so he said 2 things. The one about Palmer when he signed him. He said there was a press conference and it was like after the first training session, when I saw him, I was like, okay, they knew what they were doing. So he didn't want him. That just confirms it, that was like but today after the game, he said about Mudryk, he said that wasn't even a good Mudryk game. He knows he can do a lot better than this.
He can.
And he's better. And for me, I'm telling you now, this guy is a player. I've seen enough of Mudryk this season now where I'm like, okay, cool. I see what they paid the money for. Now it's about a coach getting the best out of him and giving him a platform.
Giving him a run.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
You know what?
This is what I said, man.
Do you know what impressed me as well from Mudryk today? Was off the ball stuff. Because we've talked so much, like across last season, especially, and this season, of like, you can tell Mudryk's got talent, but the one thing he lacks is like the defensive side of it. And I know a lot of people will like laugh at when you say defensive side when it comes to attacker, but that can be important, right? Especially when you're facing.
It's very important. It's very important.
Ben White had nothing in this game because he couldn't really get forward, because when he was getting forward, Mudryk was there the whole time. And like, we haven't seen that from Mudryk a lot. And it's like, you're seeing that he's now starting to understand his weaknesses in the game and he's starting to listen. And that's the best kind of thing is when you've got bags of talent, right? In terms of potential, there's only so much you can do in terms of using that potential if you're not gonna learn on the training ground. Like some guys can just do it. Like Hazard, we saw wasn't the greatest trainer, but he could just do it. Even Neymar, like you could argue as well, hasn't always looked like the best trainer, but it's Neymar, right? But some guys can't. We've seen it so many times where guys have plenty of talent, but because they can't really apply it on the training ground and they don't really learn, it doesn't matter. Ravel Morrison, for example, never really applied himself to the fullest, never really got to where he should have got to based on his talent. There are probably others that I'm forgetting, like off the top of my head. But yeah, like, and the fact that he's willing to learn and like he's willing to apply himself means that when he has to do the things he's meant to be good at, it means that he hopefully has the platform to to show those things and improve.
I couldn't agree more. And you know what, by the way, I don't want to be like singling out a player, but that second goal that they scored, it's exactly what you said, bro, because Mudryk came off, Noni came on. And if you look at it, Cucurella hands him over to Noni. Yeah. And Noni jogs back and it's half-hearted jogging back. You know them ones when you jog back but you don't get close enough to block the shot? You just swing a leg at it. And that was enough for Saka to put a brilliant ball in.
I liken it to, you know when someone's running after a bus, it pulls away and they miss it and then they slow down to like they weren't going after the bus. Like that.
Yeah.
So like that. So they look like, it's sort of like the reverse. They look like they put the effort in because they stuck their leg out a bit. But it was nowhere near to actually even try to block it. That's what it was. If they see I attempted to, they won't say anything. No, we saw you weren't close enough to begin with. You then tried to put in an effort, but by the time you got there, it wasn't good enough. And then the defending on the back post from Gusto wasn't good enough either because he let him slip by him like that.
By the way,
Gusto had a great game, and then that happened like that.
But you know, this isn't the first time this has happened to Gusto. So I think Gusto is going to be a fantastic right back, right?
Yeah.
But the only way he becomes fantastic and leaves being good, because at the moment he's like a one-on-one demon, right? Yeah. He's amazing. And he's decent going forward. But I don't think I don't know if you remember. Remember in pre-season, the first goal we conceded against Brighton when a corner comes in and a player ran in behind him and he had no clue he was behind him.
Yeah.
And it's the exact same thing today. He had no clue Trossard was behind it. And he needs to switch on because Wan-Bissaka does this. Great one-on-one defender, but switches off when crosses come in from the other side.
Yeah.
And that's
it's called the Reece James complex. That's what it's called right there. With the Reece James back post syndrome. That's what it's called.
I was thinking like Trent.
Sorry, not Reece James, Trent. Sorry.
Yeah.
And Alexis, I think what you can liken that to is
it's because I was on the terrace with Gal and he was deflecting, going, but look at even Reece James at the back post let your goal in. I had to go, no, it was Gusto, bro. All right, stop deflecting. It wasn't Reece James, right? That's what I'm saying. So I just didn't watch the game.
Gusto's like 20 as well, right? Like, so it's
Chris,
like, yeah. I'm good. Yeah, I'm not letting this like draw. Even though I'm kind of pissed we bottled that like 2-2 draw, but like I saw a Chelsea team what dominated the team was supposed to be title challengers today. Like, so I'm not really that pissed. Our midfield dominated Arsenal majority of the game. I thought until like the substitutions. Our attack was actually pretty good. I thought Cole Palmer, even Mudryk, like when you guys mentioned Mudryk, for example, like he barely had touches of the ball today, but like every time he had touch on the ball or his movement, it was all like brilliant. Like nothing really wrong about Mudryk. It's a shame he got subbed off actually, I thought, but Sterling did decent still as well. I still thought as well. God damn.
I just wanted to say
I get it. I'm waffling.
Yeah.
Who's making that noise?
I think it's Alexis.
I can do it too, man. Like,
all right, Chris.
Too, man. That's horrible to listen.
I just wanted to say,
sorry, guys. I was getting some rice cakes.
Listen, man, if you don't want to listen to Chris, you don't have to put effective background. Just ask us to mute him. But
what you gonna say?
I just wanted to say, I just think it's just about awareness. You know, I think that's something you can improve upon. Just need to make sure. Just make sure when something like that happens, have a little look back behind you just to make sure there's no one behind you. That's just like a few basic things that you can just do to help and improve your play. That's all it is.
I do think that comes with time, and like I mentioned, like I think we saw that with like Aspi when he came, where it's like he was similar, where it's like he was a great 1v1 defender, but what we saw that he became great at was like just reading the game and reading where players were, and like he it was only really when he got older and like started to falter and started to lose that pace that he really started getting caught on those things. Like the one I remember is the one in the FA Cup final, the Aubameyang one. Like that's the one I can remember, like where he just really didn't read the game. But apart from that, like up until that point, not only did he have the 1v1 stuff, he also was able to read the game around him really well.
He has not lost. Yeah, he's not lost to them at home.
Yeah, that's true.
Should have had another victory on the belt. You know,
one thing that I think, you know, what do you think about Reece James, guys? Obviously he's come on now. Did you hear the news, by the way, from yesterday as well? I want to actually kind of like link something up. So yesterday, apparently, Pochettino came out to say that we're trying to do non-surgical, essentially, methods to get him back to full fitness. So
the thing is, Ahmed. Go on.
So and like that for me is the.
Yeah, but you know why that is, don't you? Because surgery means definitive months out, right?
I hear you. That's what I'm saying to you. But then,
that's what they're trying to avoid. They're trying to do everything with surgery being the last bit that they can do.
Andrew, I disagree with that. You know,
I hear you, Andrew. But the problem is, I hear you, bro. No. The problem is, it's been reoccurring, bro.
I think the player doesn't want it.
He doesn't want it. That's what I'm saying to you.
He doesn't want it. Yeah,
the way it's been worded, like I'll get the.
You can't force something. That's what I mean. You can't force. It's not in their contract to go. If we tell you to get surgery, you must get it. You know what I mean?
You can't strap the man down to surgery and like force it. You get that surgery right now.
Look, I know what he's got.
Hot was like,
Reece, try this new drink.
There's a quote because the quote that he gave was like, we go too deep on this analysis, but we are trying to do is to avoid what you say surgery. We also have a very good strategy to put him at his best and keep him fit. And like for me, that bro, if he keeps getting the same injury, which is the hamstring injury, again, bro, and we keep on resetting this process like it's a recycling bin, like, bro, like we need to.
Bro, but the problem is the reason he got it this time was because he rushed back to start the season. Right. I don't think they're rushing him anymore. I don't think they're going to play him. Like
we don't need to.
We don't need to. We've got Gusto.
I don't think we needed to anyway.
I don't think we needed to anyway.
Maybe
that's the thing.
Under Aspie, I think that's the thing. That's why they kept doing it because Aspie wasn't.
But he didn't to start the first game of the season though. You could have.
Oh, we could maybe start with Gusto, but maybe because Gusto's new to the team and all that, like they didn't want to risk it. But now Gusto showed he's good enough. Now we don't need to risk him. Like today, we didn't need to start him.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Gusto, if you in the same press conference, Gusto he said about Gusto, we believe in him. We know his potential. He is ready. Like those were his words. And I think that tells you everything. As in, if Reece goes out, I don't know about you guys. I've got no complaints with Gusto.
Nope.
Like, I'm genuinely happy for him to play.
I've not missed Reece James this season. I've got to tell you right now, as good as the player he is, Gusto has not, apart from the red card, which it was a red card for anyone says.
It wasn't really his fault though, I didn't think, to be honest.
It was his fault because he was a bad challenge.
No, but like I think he kind of slipped into it. That's how I looked at it.
It's a red card, But apart from that, he's not done anything. Like I was doing or watching all the 11s this week. I would have put Gusto ahead of Ben White, even with him out of these 3 games. Do you know what I mean? So Gusto, that's the difference. I think you don't even play. Can I tell you right now? I don't even think you have to play Reece James. Have to start Reece James in any of these games up to the international period. I think you build up his minutes for every game. You don't even have to start him. You know why? Because we got Brentford next week. We got Blackburn in the Cup. We got Spurs, and then we got City before the international break. You don't have to start Reece James in any of those games. You build up his minutes. Exactly. You don't start him even against Blackburn. You start Gusto against Blackburn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just don't do it.
Gusto's not playing.
By the way, is that City away?
City away, yeah.
Gusto's not played for 2 weeks as well. Even in the international break, only 11 minutes.
No, it's City at home, right? So then we go Tottenham away, right? So
I
must
don't
be
know.
City at home.
I think we have back-to-back aways, if I'm not mistaken, no?
Oh no, because we got back-to-back homes, right? So we got Brentford at home next week.
Yeah, we've got Brentford at home next week, so it has to be back to back.
In the chat, someone in the chat, look at the fixtures for me, please.
I can double check that now while you guys are talking.
Yeah, the thing I'd say as well, like going back to what you said about earlier, Ahmed, in terms of like James, like this does go back to the conversation we had earlier about the subs, and it's like they weren't the best, but I think it was because of the situation in terms of the game. But like Reece didn't offer anything when he came on. Like
City's at home. Sorry,
like you could tell that he wasn't fully fit. But like, I also don't fully put all of that on him, because it's like if we were in a comfortable position where you're less reliant on having to create because you're now you're now drawing as opposed to winning, then I can I don't think it'd been a problem. But yeah, he did not look fit when he came on. Like he wasn't really moving around a lot, wasn't really doing anything. I don't really put that on him. I don't really.
He wasn't even in his right position anyway. He was on the right wing, and we had Noni on the left, so he wasn't even at right back.
That was another one. It was like,
but it makes sense in terms of like we were up and he was trying to see the game out, and then
I understood that part.
We were in control, cruising at 2-0 up. He brought him on to give him the minutes, just to run around because we were in control, and then some absolute twat in goal gives it away, and then it's like, oh well, Poch's substitutions weren't that good. Yeah, because he didn't anticipate a shithead giving away a ball like that and then go 2-1. Do you know what I mean? So you can't blame Poch for his subs. You know what I mean? Honestly, Reece James got the minutes that aside with a competent goalkeeper would have hung onto a 2-0 lead and won. So no one would even talk about the subs. You know.
By the way, I will say one thing, right? This whole narrative that, oh my God, United signed Onana and we got Sanchez, what a bargain. Onana's a better keeper than him. Onana's better than him.
Do you know what the Alexis on that? Do you know what the what's it called? The defense you can have of Onana. He's been terrible. The defense I'll have of Onana is I don't think that the system is playing to his strengths. You can't say that about Sanchez. You can't argue that the system is not playing to Sanchez's strengths. He's just garbage.
Agreed.
It sucks.
He's not a good keeper. He's not like.
He's not.
We know that, bro. We all
know
that.
People, by the way, I was brought up earlier. I'm one of the people I've watched Petrovic. I'd drop him for Petrovic.
The thing for me is that let's say Sanchez turns out to be a flop, which I already believe he's going to be anyway, because that's the school of thought I already had going into this. Yeah, going into the market again, to buy a new number one. If Petrovic works, we gotta hope he works in it because he got him as the backup.
Hang on, am I reading this right? Did they give Saka man of the match?
Yeah, they did.
On the Premier League app, they did. On the Premier League app, he was voted. He was voted Premier League man of the match on the app.
The Arsenal fans.
Palmer got player of the match by Sky or whoever it was.
Yeah,
this is my voting so overrated.
Exactly. Yeah.
My player of the season.
He had one great assist, and that's it. He walks away with a good rating, I guess.
That should tell them now never to have people vote for that award if it comes out like that. I mean, honestly, God Almighty. The man of the match should be given to Kukure's pocket. That's where Saka was most of the time.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Oh, by the way, boys, are you optimistic?
Yeah. I was before
for the rest of the season.
That performance makes me optimistic.
I feel like against these top teams, it's not going to be so much low blocks in it, and because Pochettino, it does seem that he has a bit of a hard time, or the team has a hard time breaking those ones. But when you're facing guys that are going to be a bit more open, that's
Ahmed. You know what makes me more optimistic?
Go ahead.
Do that performance now against Brentford.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you don't, then I'm not going to be.
They've not been in a great form, by the way.
No. But what I'm saying is, this performance won't matter if you stink it up and drop points against Brentford.
Exactly, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Andrew, it's not even that actually. The performance that I'm looking at. Hang on, let me bring the games. The performances I'm looking at that I'm saying like I want something from, and obviously this does depend on the team a little bit. Is the Blackburn game, because like if you look at the other games, right? The games we've won during this run, or the games we've played well. Fulham, it's a derby. Burnley are just shit, and Arsenal, which is a derby and play a bit open. Even the Brentford game, you can argue, is a derby. I want to see us in a game where there isn't bragging rights on the line in terms of it's technically a derby. And you could say that there's the cup to play for, but we should be winning that Blackburn game comfortably. So I want to see that performance. Because it's like, if we rotate the team and go into that performance and we smash them, then cool. I can take a bit of something from that. Because it's like, us doing this, it's like you're right with the Brentford thing. It's like, if we do this against Arsenal, and then we go to Brentford and play like Burnley did today against them. No disrespect, Burnley were terrible. Then it means nothing, because all it shows to me is you're only going to get up for teams that are like London teams, or are teams that are at the top of the table, and you're going to face those like out of a 38 game season or a 36 game season, you're going to face those sort of teams like 8 times. That's 28 games or whatever it is left that you've got to face teams that are going to be technically like below you, so to speak, or are going to play low blocks or whatever. So I don't care about I don't really care about the 8 teams in terms of I want us to win, but you got to then beat the small teams. You got to beat the Brentfords. You've got to beat the Burnleys, which we did. You've got to beat the Forest. That Forest loss pisses me off so much.
Yeah,
these men are getting outplayed by Luton, and we lost to that team.
Yeah.
Bro,
But you know what? Yeah,
I've just seen the most disgusting tweet ever, bro. Someone decided, someone decided to do a whole graph here on Field Tilt to prove that they had more time in the opponent's half.
Bro, Arsenal fans are as bad as Liverpool fans, bro.
No, they were not. I already knew they were bad, but this is too much, man.
They're all on copium, bro. This is why they can never win anything. I never want them to win anything. Ever.
Well, that's what they said to me on the terrace.
After being outplayed by Chelsea, I don't see it all. Like, there's no way.
Bro, you know, yeah.
Like,
I swear to God.
Oh, we had all the possession, and I said, well, what did you do with it?
I forgot to think, bro. Where was world class player of the season Martin Odegaard today? Where was my man today?
In another away game.
Wait. When I said that, they attacked me, and I was like, I never want. I swear to God, I mean this on the nicest way. I will take Liverpool winning 3 Premier Leagues back to back. 3 Premier Leagues back to back over Arsenal winning anything meaningful. I swear, I cannot stand that fan base, because they didn't win anything. They didn't win anything last year, and the chest they're talking with, you would think they got a double D rack.
And they were still, even in the Premier League, they
That's a bar, That's
literally, they are here actively. Like they were telling me, you can't get more than 2 players in your combined 11. I'm thinking,
let's do that combined 11 now. From that match, let's do that combined 11 now. Because I'm struggling.
The entire midfield is Chelsea.
In that team right now.
Sorry, the entire midfield is Chelsea. If we're going off the match.
Do you know what? I will save you Arsenal fans one thing. We can leave the goalkeeper position blank. Because both of them are shit. Both are shit. So I'm not leaving. You know what? Let's do that right now. Let's do that entire thing right now.
For me, you know what's really funny? What's it called? They actively want to, every position, they've got the best player, according to them. Every position. Yet, when it comes to predicting results, no, there's always an excuse here and there. Yes, your front 3 is better than ours, arguably. But I'm sorry, how is Nkunku or Sterling ahead of Martinelli a disrespectful statement? I don't understand.
Not from this season, it isn't.
Alexis, by the way, people forget, that team today, apart from Jorginho, was their first choice team. That was their fully strength first choice team. That was their first choice left winger, first choice striker, first choice right winger. Did fuck all the whole game apart from that 1 assist at the end from Saka. That midfield did nothing. And 2 of those were starting midfielders, and one's meant to be player of the season, one's meant to be world-class complete midfielder. Did fuck all. That back line, Zinchenko, Mr. Crybaby himself, got hooked at half-time. Where was Saliba? Where was Virgil van Dijk reincarnated? Where was he today? Nowhere. Giving penalties away because he can't keep his arms down.
Yeah.
That's where he was. Gabriel.
Didn't notice.
Bro, Gabriel, bro. You know he's hating in Brazil, bro. He's not like.
I know.
I've seen them guys saying that. We need Thiago Silva back.
Oh my God, bro.
By the way, we need to talk about that.
That's the
we need to talk about this. Thiago Silva today was the best centre half on that pitch. I like Levi Colwell, but I think there's a segment of our fan base, that the trendy thing now to say is get Thiago Silva out of our team.
Yes,
he's an old man, and he's not good enough for our club. But my problem is, who is the alternative?
Okay. So,
what is the alternative?
Hang on, because I got to say this right now, because I know people are going to go home. I said this before the last 3 games, because
why?
No, I would say this because I thought, and most of the guys in here agreed before you even you didn't agree.
Yes,
but I agree.
He was in poor form.
I agreed.
He slowed our transition down. He was slow passing. I didn't think he actually started that well. The last 3 games, I don't know. I think they've told him just hand the ball off as quickly as possible because he's not dwelling on the ball anymore. Like he
You know
used
what
to
I think
at
it
the
is?
start of the season,
Andrew?
and he was outstanding. He was outstanding today. And you're right. I think Cole will actually, because remember Cole gave the ball away in the 6-yard box as well, trying to play out from the back.
Oh yeah.
But I thought,
Oh boy, yeah.
I thought he was very, very, very good today. But yeah, no. Before that, I thought, I thought it was right. There was discussions about him not playing well and maybe.
But then my argument there is, who's the alternative? Don't tell me Disassi, because I'm telling you now, Disassi is a disaster class, waiting to happen every time he's on that pitch.
I disagree.
What I'll say is I'm still on the same train of thought regardless of the game today, in terms of I do want Silva to come out of the team. But what I think this game shows me is that I think there are.
He doesn't have to play every game.
No, I think there are games that suit him better. Like a game against like Villa, for example, makes no sense for him to play because that does not suit him with the way Villa are going to play and with the way we're going to play. A game against Arsenal, though, like when we play City away or home, wherever we are, he should start that game because that's the type of team that's going to suit how he's going to play. And that's what I'm saying. Like I think it's very much dependent on the game, and I think we've got a few players like that where it's like dependent on the other team who we're going to face. I think should depend on who starts. And I think, like, for example, he's not going to, but like Brentford is a game I'd maybe drop. He won't be dropped and probably shouldn't be dropped in terms of on form. But with the way Brentford are going to play, I'd argue maybe that's a game you wouldn't need him in because of the way they play. But then you look at Tottenham and I'd go maybe he plays in that game because of the way they play. And I think it's just a team on team. It's like a case by case basis with him. I think.
But our best centre half's coming back anyway. He was on the bench today.
Big Benoit, man. Big Benoit. He's back, fam. You know what I'm saying? But look, no, honestly, for me,
don't say Benoit. Don't say Benoit. It's bad shit. Benoit's got a bad name.
Yeah.
You know what? Fair enough. You know what? First. Okay, actually, I just realized why. I just realized why myself. Okay, no, but honestly, like, I hear you, but like, I think for me, I've said this before. Like, I don't want when I talk about Thiago Silva, I always say you need to phase him out. I said this season is the phase out season, and I feel like at times, you've been overplaying him. And you know what? I've watched this at Monaco. I don't think he's been that bad, to be honest. Honestly, like if you play him against a Nottingham Forest, against Aston Villa, you're not really you're not losing as much as I would say maybe a Thiago Silva. Honestly, like I got when he played him and Thiago Silva and Cole for the first few games, I was like, okay, maybe given Disassi the helping hand that he needs to start integrating into the league. But Disassi's a 25-year-old. He's got he has that he has some level of experience. He should be able to be able to handle it, in my opinion.
Can I have a side note? Madueke, the way Angelo's playing at Strasbourg, you might want to be looking for a new club in next summer. That's all. And the way Palmer's, and by the way, if we get Nkunku back playing in centre, whatever, Palmer's on that right hand side. You can get past Palmer unless he's injured or suspended. So Madueke. Bro, did you see him on the left today? What ridiculous! It looked like he'd been dropped out of a coma and didn't know where he was. He's a left.
I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, I don't think that's his position, though, bro. I don't think it's his position, bro. Like,
I know it's not, but it's just weird.
He's a right winger, but
it's just weird. It's like he's left-handed, but you told him to play to right with his right. Do you know what I mean?
No, but Andrew, but you know.
Go ahead, bro.
Go on.
You gotta feel sorry for him, man. Like he's getting charity minutes.
He's getting, Alexis NBA. He's getting trash minutes. You know what I mean? He's getting garbage minutes, you know what I mean?
Garbage time minutes. Like he literally gets brought on for like 10 minutes, and it's like I find it difficult to judge him. Remember when Mudryk was getting those?
Yeah, you're right.
And it's like, how are we judging him? Like, and the reality is, I said this the other day, and the abuse I got on my channel was, I said he needs a loan or he needs to leave in January. Because he is 5th choice. He's behind Maatsen.
But
and also if you got Angelo balling at Strasbourg and coming back as well, and if he gets given a chance as well, it's just, and you got like you say, you got Mudryk, you got Palmer, you got Sterling who can play either side. I mean, who else? You could Nkunku could possibly play on either side as well. I mean, like you say, Maatsen. I mean, Where does he?
We'll probably buy a new winger in summer as
but
well.
Andrew,
We are in.
I knew,
Go on.
yeah, when we were going into this season, yeah, when we got
Oh
Poch,
my
yeah,
God, yeah.
I had
He's
already
coming in
heard, I had
2
already heard
years.
the stuff about at Tottenham. Pochettino rated him that highly, so I had a sneaky feeling that it's not looking good for this guy already. So, and listen, man, it's not honestly for him. It might be time for loan. Strasbourg. Switch to Strasbourg, you know what I mean? Into it.
You bring Angelo back. You bring
You know
Angelo
what I'm
back.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
He's Johnny 6 months.
Exactly, man. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, you can tell why Poch doesn't rate him though.
No, I
Like,
hear you,
look-
bro. But I knew that
Like-
beforehand, though. That's what I'm saying. When
Yeah,
he
like
came to
no. I'm just saying, like, it's like from like a high level standpoint, it's his work rate off the ball.
100%.
Being called out here, Oliver.
Like-
You've been called out here. Being called out.
Mm,
Oh, is Oliver there? You've been called out? Or he might not be there.
he might have just left temporarily.
Well, what's up?
You've been called out here, Oliver.
Your
man,
picture's
you're getting
pissing
called out for
someone
your
off.
picture,
You've
man.
been called out here, Oliver. Being called out.
Oh no, the picture's just funny. I'm not backing this guy. It's just a funny picture.
You're backing him.
Turn your camera off. Ahmed.
Listen, man. Listen. Respect
was
to
doing
Father
this before.
Father Gallagher,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Respect Father Gallagher.
Bring it
man.
away.
Yeah.
With Captain Gallagher.
Boy.
Big up God Frogs, man. Big up God Frogs.
By the way, do you think we'll be Brentford next week?
We should do. Again, if we play like we did today, then we should do.
Yeah,
And
Even with the Burnley game, we played really well, so I can see it.
I'm demanding.
bro, you have to beat them because it's not just
I'm demanding.
about them. It's also their form, bro. They're not in good form. This is the
I
type
do.
of chance you get to beat them, bro.
I'm sorry.
I tell you,
I'm
wasn't today their first win in like 4 or 5 or something? Like,
Yeah, they beat. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying,
No,
bro.
Hey, I'm so
sorry.
happy they did that. By the way,
I don't care that they won today.
Yeah.
After what I
I'm
saw
so
today,
happy they won.
they beat a shit Burnley team. They beat a really bad Burnley.
I'm
By the
demanding
way,
though. After what I saw today from us against Arsenal, I'm demanding we win that game.
Yeah.
next week.
Also,
I'm
it's
demanding.
like I said earlier, like if we go against that Brentford team and they play us off the park, today means nothing.
Nothing.
Because you're just showing me that all you're wanting to get up for is the big games, which, like I
Yes.
said, you're going to play like 4 or 5 big games a season. So get up
Exactly.
for the rest of them. And it's the same reason why last season I talked about not wanting to be in Europe, because I said for these guys who were here last season, obviously a lot of them went, but these guys, all they want to get up for is the cup competition. Now fuck that shit. We haven't been good in the league for like 6 years. Show me that you can be good in the league.
If I'm Poch,
Like, show me that you can get up for the. Like, I know you can get up for the final, the cup final. I've seen you can get up for that. I've seen you can get up for the Champions League final. I've seen you can get up, like, for the most part, for the derby against Tottenham or Arsenal every so often. Show me you can get up for a Brentford. Show me you can get up for a Burnley. We beat them. Show me you can get up for a Wolves. Show me you can get up for these. No offense, but these teams that we should be playing off the pitch.
Exactly. If I'm Poch, simple thing this week. You know how much that equaliser hurt you? Take it out on these Brentford bastards next week, yeah? Because then we go into that cup game against Blackburn, and we've got a 5-day rest when we're away to Spurs. So take that, and make them regret they ever thought about even trying to score at Stamford Bridge. Right? These guys embarrassed us 4-1 under Tuchel. Do you know what I mean?
Can I just say, bro, you know, with the performances and everything that we're seeing, I can't lie to you, man. The Carabao Cup, bro, we might need to get to that one. I'm thinking semi-final, final needs to happen now, because I wasn't thinking.
Bro, we're in the last 16. We're in the last 16.
I know, but like, yeah.
If
there's a tie in the last 16 of lower league clubs playing each other. You do know that, right?
I didn't know that. Maybe
There is a potential. There's actually potential. I think there might be 2 actually. There might be 2 ties with Championship or lower than that.
If we beat Blackburn, right? These days I have to say if yeah. Like these days I have to say it. We might be what's it called, getting a nice draw, and then we're in the semis. Like, and from there it's like an easy trophy to win potentially, and then everyone backs Poch.
Yeah, and
do you
remember,
understand what I mean?
Alexis, Man United are playing Newcastle as well this round as well. They're playing Newcastle this round.
I've just checked, by the way. There are quite a few like nice looking fixtures here. You got Mansfield Town, Port Vale, Exeter, Middlesbrough. What's it called? You've also got Ipswich as well. Those like 5 or 6 teams.
That's so many
poor teams. Right.
And that's not even, yeah.
There's 2 ties that have lower league clubs in, right, facing each other, right? Am I right? There's 2.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. All this like, I want to play the best teams.
No.
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
I want to play the worst
I wanna
teams
win.
possible.
Easy.
I don't care. It doesn't say who you beat on the cup to win it. It just says you want it.
I want
Okay.
that Liverpool 2022 UCL final run. That's what I want.
Bro, I want Man City group Champions League group style an entire tournament. That's what I want. Okay, none of this romanticism about beating Real Madrid. I've done that in 2012. I've done that in 2021. I've done it. I don't want to do. I don't care anymore. Give me the worst teams possible. That's what City always got in the FA Cup before, like
Exactly, man.
or something like that. All Division 1
Man.
clubs.
We used to get that for the FA Cup until the final, where we just used to bottle it.
Yes.
If
That's
you
what
remember.
I'm saying. I want that.
By the way,
I
boys,
don't want to
so
remember Ahmed.
So wait, hold on. We've got what's it called? Brentford. I'm talking about league games, yeah? We got Brentford at home, Spurs away, City at home.
That's a very
and
hard
then
one, those 3 games.
and then we got Newcastle away. I'm telling you now, I think we can beat what's it called? Brentford. I think we can beat Spurs. That will be our big statement game.
You think we could beat
I reckon
Spurs?
we'll beat-
Yes.
I think so.
I think we might
Spurs will
draw.
give us
I think at
chances,
best.
and we're gonna nullify them. I genuinely because United should have beat them. Yeah, Liverpool should have beat them, and I think they're getting a little bit big for their boots. They're gonna come in as favourites, and then they're gonna Spursy it.
I'm scared of Sun though, and Madison.
Bro, we have
No,
the
thing is though,
we
Chris,
have the style of play, we have the talent, and we have the ability to outmatch them. That's
Also,
I will say that their defense, like this season, is so poor. I don't rate their defense.
I disagree. I think the defense.
the defense has been one of their best things, bro.
Has this? I swear it's been an attack like Sun and like Madison. I haven't watched them like all
Madison's
games.
been their best player going forward. That's for sure.
No, their defense isn't that bad. It's just they play such a high line that they leave themselves.
They give up more chances. That's all.
Yeah.
Give up more chances. Yeah. And by the way,
Chris,
don't let that Luton game fool you. If Richarlison had put in a couple, they would have battered Luton in that first half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just had Richarlison up front. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, so what you say about Jackson and stuff like that, but Richarlison.
I did watch that Luton game, yeah, because they definitely struggled.
Right,
but they definitely had a few chances in that game.
What you want? What the actual Spurs game you want to watch is the Crystal Palace one, because that's when Basuma's back.
I was going to say, yeah.
If he picks up a yellow card because he's out tomorrow because he got the 2 yellows. If he picks up a yellow card in the Palace game, he's out of our game. That's the game you want. That's the game where you want him, because he's a combative player. He's bound to get a yellow card, I think, especially against a game like Palace, who sit in and dig deep and stuff like that. So that's the game that Chelsea fans you want to.
Who'd come in for Basuma? Would like Skip or something?
Højbjerg.
Skip, probably.
Højbjerg.
Højbjerg, yeah, be Højbjerg.
If Sar's not fit,
Right.
then Højbjerg and Skip.
Oh yeah. Oh God, please.
No, but then you know what's nice, right? I think we can beat them. I think City will do us as per usual.
Yeah, I've already written off that game. I've written off.
Yeah, and then I think Newcastle away is an interesting one. I think these games are interesting.
I need to look where Newcastle have their Champions League games in all
Yeah,
fairness,
but I was
because
looking at that game actually. And usually we don't have a good record up there. But apart from last season, we actually won the last 2 games up at Newcastle.
Yeah, I remember that. We had that Reece James masterclass the season
Reece
before.
James.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
and then in the 2021 season, Werner and someone else scored.
I mean, no fans, to be honest.
But usually, even with our best teams up there, we just lost. It's like Everton away for some reason. It's just that ground where we just go, no.
Tuchel broke that curse in that before he got sacked. Thank you, Tuchel.
Parting gift.
Yeah,
opening game of last season.
It was opening game of last season.
Yeah.
He broke the curse last season.
That seems such an age ago now. It just seems like literally 14 months ago. It was like.
I think we've had disaster last season. What just like aged us by like 10 years or something. Like
no, it's like you know everything that happened through COVID.
Yeah.
And you go like the last 3 years have gone like that.
Yeah. What a banger!
That's a long go.
That was the maddest season, really, because we not only did we beat Everton, we also beat Bournemouth at Stamford Bridge. Like, when does that happen?
That was under Potter, wasn't it? That was under Potter.
Yeah, it was under Potter. Potter beat him at Stamford Bridge.
Yo, we were doing crazy stuff that season, man. You know, we were losing, then winning.
If we'd won today, that would have been the first time we'd won 3 games in a row since Potter's first 3 games in charge.
Oh my lord!
You know, I was going to say, if we'd have won, if we'd have won today, I think that would have been our only our second home win since March, since like mid-March, I think.
Wow.
You know
Yeah,
what?
I think the number was we've won only one of our last 11 home games before this in the Premier League.
Can I just say this right now? I think Tonali is a good player. I don't think him missing has any effect on Newcastle whatsoever. Can I tell you why? I can't believe I'm saying this. Whatever his name, I think it's Sean Longstaff. Right?
Yeah, Sean
Yeah,
Longstaff.
Sean Longstaff.
Is he's not Tonali missing will not have an impact as many people think on Newcastle that they think it will.
What is it, by the way, with Eddie Howe and midfielders, man? What has he got?
I don't know.
What's he doing?
Long,
What the fuck is he doing?
I saw Longstaff line up in a Champions League game against PSG.
And score.
I don't know
still
what I'm
won.
watching anymore.
Yeah,
Why am
but
I
I'll tell you
seeing
one thing.
Longstaff, Dan Burn,
Any
and
organized
Jacob
team,
Murphy play against PSG in the Champions League. What am I
yeah,
watching?
but any organized team beats that PSG
That is
team
true.
when they play literally a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old with Ugarte in the midfield and the other four just don't come back. Like
Exactly.
No, it's
like,
just
I
the
literally
name, though.
thought-
It's just the name.
for
Longstaff.
me, it's just mind-boggling with that team.
Bro, they
They've
beat
got so
Strasbourg
much
like
talent.
3-0. I watched that game against Strasbourg, you know.
They beat
How was it?
Bro, they're not good. Strasbourg, they actually like equalized to make it 1-1, but then they got disallowed. But like in general, bro, that PSG team, bro, they don't move me, man. When I watched them in Ligue 1, bro, they beat the only reason why they're able to beat a lot of those teams is because a bunch of those teams are playing like kids, essentially.
Bro,
That's what happens.
I'm telling you right now, that Newcastle game when he played 4-2-4, and I was seeing Kolo Muani looking like a lost sheep in the middle
Bro,
of
you
the
know
rain.
Dembele has been so bad this season, right? I think he's only got 2 assists.
He's so whatever.
There's that chance as well he missed in that game. It was shocking.
Anyway, that's PSG. But,
Yeah.
Their best player is Zaire Emery, which is crazy.
but, you know,
He's
we
poor
should,
now.
you know,
Their best player is Mbappe. Let's not start this nonsense.
No, they're not. No, so far, no, I'm not. Because Mbappe hasn't been. He actually had an injury, Mbappe, in it recently. But like, I'm playing so far. That's
you
all.
know what? You know what? I think we're near. You know, I think we started off a bit more optimistic than when we started this stream. I think we can take a lot of positives away from this game. Obviously, we're thoroughly disappointed the way it ended because we should have won. But like I said at the start of the stream, if you told me 24 hours ago I'd be feeling like this, I would have slapped you silly. Because, you know, there's no way I would have. I was on every stream I was going a draw. I was saying a draw, but not that I thought that we played this well against Arsenal. Do you know what I mean?
I said a loss.
All I've been doing is correcting these Arsenal fans saying they're going to slap us. You know what I mean? Like that's what I don't understand where they got this idea they were going to slap us when they conceded only one more goal. We've only conceded one more goal in them.
Yo, Lee Gunner was saying 4-1.
I know.
You know when Lee Gunner says they're gonna slap us, yeah, and he's confident. I was like, are they actually gonna slap us? Like, are we that bad?
Bro, I don't know, man. Have these guys been like forgotten what their team's been playing like?
This is the thing that makes me laugh when they say to Spurs and Chelsea fans, well, who did you play? Okay, then. Let's go see who you played, okay? Nottingham Forest, yeah, at home. Which you're right. I know we lost against them, but this is about you. You barely hung on against Nottingham Forest, okay? You scraped past Palace. You scraped past Everton. You let a 2-1 lead slip at home to a 10-man Fulham. Drew 2-2. You smashed Bournemouth. I know we didn't beat them. But you gave Kai Havertz a charity penalty in that game as well. That's how bad they were against you. You beat a Man United team, which you don't rate and no one and hardly anyone rates. And against Spurs, you also said you were going to smash them. So the only real team that you, on your list, that were decent enough in your eyes were Man City. Yeah? That's the only team. If you think about it, in their eyes, that was decent enough that they had trepidation against. This is what I'm talking about. They've not played well. There's no one game where they've gone from minute 1 to minute 90 where they played brilliant. Like Alexis said, that Man City performance is so overrated. It's unbelievable. It's so overrated that performance.
And Andrew, just quickly, by the way, we spoke earlier about like mentality and about like if we don't perform against Brentford, that this performance doesn't matter. They should be feeling the same way right now. That City game shouldn't mean anything to them after the way they played today and how the way they talked and the way they played. But you know, that's just the difference in mentality between the two clubs. You know, they want to.
To be fair to Igal and Rory, both of them said that. They both said if we can't beat this Chelsea team, then we can't be seriously sitting there saying title race.
At least
But
they're
they,
consistent.
but they say that, but they still think they're title contenders like a week later when they beat whoever the next anyway. Like,
But they are title contenders.
I know, yeah, but I mean, I don't think they're gonna win it though. I still think City always start slow. Like people like thinking Arsenal will go and maybe win the league now because they beat City and they're top of the league or whatever. But they won't win.
I
the
reckon
league.
Liverpool might win the league this year.
See, I would actually believe Liverpool win the league over Arsenal. I don't see it. They don't have it like Liverpool.
Bro, I don't just start midfield, man. I don't know, man. McAllister's not started that great. Szoboszlai, I knew he was gonna cook.
No, Szoboszlai.
But like, but McAllister and then whoever they have else is not cooking.
And
it's gonna
They
be
play Gravenberch today.
Yeah, Gravenberch has been pretty. Gravenberch's been really
any
decent.
complaints about any referees or what I saw today with Canate not getting sent off.
But
I don't
like,
hear anything about referees.
Yeah, but when McAllister, bro, like he's dying in that 6 role, bro. They need to get an actual. They need to get someone.
They bought Endo for that.
Yeah, they got Endo.
They don't rate him though. Like I knew they didn't rate him. I don't understand why they bought him.
Like, I don't know. They wanted.
He's not even that bad of a player. When I watched him at Stuttgart, he was all right, but I knew he was Liverpool level.
Is he? Yeah, but I don't think he's good enough. He's like 30
He's not
years
Liverpool
old,
level.
and exactly. He's not a top.
Maybe they
team
should
level.
have actually completed the Lavia sign. I know he's injured now, but a Lavia sign.
They're doing a lot better than that.
They went for Caicedo, or they should have ponied up for Caicedo. You know what I mean? That's all good.
Yeah, something like that, or just scout maybe a younger talent like a DM or something. But they did all their work
Boys,
on Lavia.
I'm going to bed. Have a lovely evening.
You too, mate. Thanks
I'll
for joining
see you
us.
later, man. Bye. Thank you for having me on.
Always, you know that.
Always, man.
See you later, man.
Yeah, bro.
I was gonna say,
Alexis, the Cavcast view, you know, doing all across social media is he doesn't do lives, but his videos get a lot of views. Go ahead and just if you disagree or even if you agree or disagree, just be nice in the comments. Say why you disagree without any calling names and stuff like that. Just like here as well. Khan was in the chat earlier. We didn't block him. I blocked that guy who said he was an Arsenal fan, saying he was live. Not even that, you can piss off. You know what I mean? Not even coming in and say you're live trying to get viewers from us.
That's cheeky, man.
You can get fucked. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. But but yeah, like I said, we won't ban you from here unless you're really abusive. You know what I mean? And even then, depends how abusive and who too. If it's the real Chris, I'll keep you on and make you a mod. But
we should have banned real Chris.
Actually, no, we should a penalty for Chris should have been not to even get him on his stream. Just
late.
Man. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't know you were streaming. All fairness, because you said
it's not as if we stream after the game.
Yeah, well, because I heard
10 p.m.
Yes, I know it's at 10 p.m. But like the thing is, you said like Marshall ain't gonna make it, so I don't know if he's gonna host it or not.
Because I'm hosting, bro.
Yeah. I forgot. Well, my bad. You know.
Hey,
that's what the group chat's for.
I didn't look at Twitter until I saw Andrew tag me or something. Oh, what's this for?
The cat's away and the big dog's in charge. All right, let's do this. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's do this.
Big dog.
Let's go around the board. How are we feeling after the? Let's do this. How are we feeling about the run of fixtures before the Arsenal game and now after the Arsenal game? Ahmed, we'll start with you.
Before I was
Take the Man City game out. Take the Man City game out.
Of course,
of
course. So before the run, I was quietly confident, and I think after this game, I'm quite confident now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Everyone will take the Man City game out. We're just logically and sensibly.
Of course, yeah.
Man City game out, okay, even if it's at home, we'll just take it out because they're just Man City. Okay, let's just be sensible about this. Scott, what do you think before the Arsenal game? How are you feeling after the Arsenal game? How are you feeling now?
I wasn't massively confident just because even though we'd had a couple of good results, I wasn't sure how well we'd be able to translate it against a better team, a much better team in that. But after the Arsenal game, seeing how we handled them, I do have confidence for this run. I kind of agree with what Alexis said earlier in terms of like City's a write-off for me, obviously, but the other games, at the very least, even if we don't get the results, like Brentford and Blackburn, we should be beating. When we say this run of results, what game are we saying up to?
So let's say up until the next international. Right. So actually, up until the international break, so we'll take away City. So the next 3 games: so Brentford, Blackburn, Spurs. Well, we'll take the City game out.
We should be getting at least 2 wins out of those, and even the Tottenham game. Even if we don't win, it's going to hurt and it's going to be shit. But at the very least, if we're competitive, I can accept that. Like, it depends on the manner of the defeat if we lose. Obviously, I want to beat them because it's Spurs, but like they are better than us at the moment. So, I'm more confident.
Do you know what? I've been challenged by RC in the chat. Okay, include the City game if you want. We can beat them. He's right. Wolves beat them. So
we can.
They also beat them without Rodri. They also beat them without Rodri. I'll just say that, who's their most important player. I'm still writing the City game off. Like, people say, I'm writing the City game off because we're going to lose that game, but I don't care. Again, as long as we're competitive in that game, as long as we're not run off the pitch, like, as long as we can do kind of like similar to what Brighton did today, where it's like it's a close game for the most part, like it's not the worst result. I'm fine with that because City are just a much better team than we are. Like, they're miles better than we are.
Can I ask something? Sanchez will probably be playing that City game as well. RC. So.
Was Rodri playing against Arsenal? As I remember, I thought he was.
Not.
No, he wasn't. Okay,
today
Rico Lewis as their pivot, didn't they?
He got hurt.
It's a bit weird seeing Arsenal being a better team than Man City. Actually, it was a bit weird.
Yeah,
now I know why.
The context of them, they don't have Rodri. They don't have KDB, who always scores against them or plays well against them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Haaland probably misses De Bruyne this season as well. Like, you can tell a little bit. Like, I think.
Not today.
I was gonna say, like, with the big games actually this season, you guys probably talked about, like, both big games we played this season, we should have won. Like that Liverpool game where Enzo missed a penalty and stuff, and we dominated them. We should have won that game. And today, we went 2-0 up and we dominated them, and then we had a bit of a mess up. We didn't get the result, of course. We got another draw. We should have won. So I think we can actually give Tottenham a good game. Like I said, they play a high line. Yeah. We have a solid defense. We have a very good midfield. Our attack is in good form actually now, so that's good to see. I think we can actually give Tottenham a good run. I actually think we can maybe get a draw out of it. I don't think we can beat Tottenham because Tottenham are actually a good team as well, really good. Brentford, I think we'll walk over Brentford in all fairness. I think we'll beat them like 3-1 or something. I think we might concede against Brentford though, for sure. But yeah, who's next game? Is it Blackburn?
Yeah, Blackburn's the only other one.
I would like to see a lot of rotation in that game, like, I don't know, Maatsen and all that. Like, maybe Washington, man. Give Washington have a little look because he's just there to fucking wear the kit at this point.
Well, we'll have Broja ready by then, hopefully.
You'll probably be playing Broja.
Well,
you might see Petrovic, man. Hopefully, we see Petrovic. Actually
I wouldn't mind seeing what he can do.
Start the next game, man.
Just to rebuttal to Velv in the chat, who, by the way, is the fastest man to edit photos I've seen.
I know our game's ended
on YouTube history, going by Sam's stuff. And if I ever start a channel, I'll be hitting up Velv to do my whatever, pictures and stuff like that. But Sosabai, whatever his name is, I'm going to call him Sozzy because I can't pronounce his name properly because it makes me sound like I'm a British Sosabai. He's only got one more goal than Enzo this season. You know that. And a more advanced attacking position as well. So
why does goals matter for midfielders to people? I don't understand.
Well,
because
it depends on
back how I used to look at it.
Bruno Fernandes, if it's Bruno Fernandes, that's his career. Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
Unless it's a big team and he fucking disappears.
That's right. But what I'm saying is this. This is what I'm saying. But anyway, side note. Go on, Oliver. If you want to go to the City game, please do.
We'll beat City. That's shit.
Before the Arsenal game, after the Arsenal game, how are you feeling?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm not going to include the City game because they've earned that just over the years. They've been the best team in the Premier League for how long? So, they've earned that. But I don't think a lot changes for me, to be honest, in terms of before and after this game, because the thing is, we've always had a performance in us, but we'd always be our own downfall. We'd always have the bozo moment that would make the house of cards fall down. And we saw it again today, with Sanchez making that ridiculous pass out with his weak foot. We always have a performance in us, and I'm never, besides City, I'm never scared of another team. I'm scared of what we'll do to ourselves, the harm we'll cause to ourselves. So, yeah, I don't think a lot changes. It's at the end of the day, football is all about application. You've got to finish your chances. You've got to be solid. You've got to be solid at the back. You've got to make sure that your midfielders aren't giving the ball away sloppily. You've got to make sure you've got a keeper that can distribute properly and save. It's all about that, really. So, nothing much really changes. I just hope that the players today don't take it as too much of a blow to the confidence, because there were definitely positives to take from this game, and that's what can't be lost, because we were that 75 minutes can't be lost on the fact that we lost, that we drew the game. You know, if we do that 75 minutes for 90 minutes, then we're just fine. So that's what I've got to say about it, really, personally.
No, and Summer may have been there, but I don't know.
Oh, Summer.
So
I haven't watched him too much, man.
I'm thinking this, and you might have missed it earlier, Chris, because you were asleep, probably.
Yeah, I was drifting off somewhere.
I think the midfield and front line should be this going forward, barring injuries and suspension, and the positions they're in as well. I think as much, like I said earlier, Gallagher is doing what Mount did his first 2 seasons in terms of pressing and stuff like that, and it's working. You've got Caicedo and Enzo, who are playing well behind them. And you've got, I know I'm going to see this in 24 hours. Gallagher played well. Gallagher's played well. But the other 2 were shit. What? Well, how does Gallagher play well then, fuckwits?
Well, those people are just sofa squad mates. I can't lie.
Caicedo defensively was so good today as well, I thought.
Yeah, but I think the front line and Palmer playing in the middle, with Mudryk out there, Sterling on the right, I would go forward with that until it doesn't work, essentially. And I wouldn't even count it if it doesn't. Don't even count it not working well if it doesn't work against City, because they're just different, okay? They're just different. The back, the thing about the back, I think he's got a conundrum at the back now. I really do. Cucurella played well, and for me, Cucurella's earned the right to stay at left back, since he basically, I don't think the Saka assist was even his fault, actually, looking at it. I think he tied down Saka, that he earned that spot. Now, do you still go ahead with Colwell and Thiago Silva? I think you keep Gusto at right back. That's not acceptable. You give him right back. You give Reece his build-up minutes or whatever, unless we're like drawing or something like that. Like I said, for me, Thiago Silva doesn't have to play every game. I think you can bring Disasi in for Brentford, Blackburn game. You start them building up Badiashile's minutes throughout this next run up until the international break. That's what you do. That's the only thing. The only thing bring Petrovic in. I don't know how. I'm not. I thought we already signed. We already signed the best goalkeeper in MLS in Serena.
No, we didn't. We didn't sign the best goalkeeper in MLS. Like he was one of the best young goalkeepers in the world in terms.
Right now, Petrovic was the best goalkeeper in MLS.
He was the best goalkeeper in MLS. Like when we signed, he was. From someone
are the MLS keepers like even that good?
From someone who watches the MLS consistently, he was the best goalkeeper by a mile in the MLS.
Who was that? Petrovic.
Petrovic was the best goalkeeper.
But are the keepers good in that league though? That's the thing. I don't know. Are they?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Do you know what? Bring him in. I'm fine. And bring him in and start. I definitely play him against Blackburn.
Yeah,
that's what you must play him against Blackburn. I need to see how good he is. And then, you know what? I'd even start him against Brentford actually for what Sanchez just did. I'd give him a 4 week of training. Here you go. You're
teach him a lesson.
Yes. You must be punished. You must be punished.
If people don't know if they're making mistakes, then how would they know?
Us, you got lucky.
This is football, mate. This is not real life.
You've cost us.
What?
You've cost us. Super chat from
Fatu.
Some guy called Fats. Really strange.
Yeah.
Big up, guys. Love. Random question. Anyone here good with... He put this in our group chat. He put this in our group chat.
Well, he wanted to send £5 and say it as well.
He's super chatting.
Big up, Fatu.
There's just random AIs online, bro. Just try that out.
Okay, you want to Fats super chat Velvishran or Velvishran super chat Fats. Velvishran is the guy.
That's crazy.
You want yeah.
That's what he calls himself, man.
DM each other. But we thank you for the super chat, Fat, who went to this game pouring down the rain in shorts. But that's not shocking. This is a guy in the middle of winter away at Newcastle, went up wearing sandals or flip-flops or whatever.
Oh, he's every single time I've been out with him.
He's full of vibes.
No, Andrew, forget that. Every single time I've seen Fata in person, he's been wearing flip-flops. Every single time
That's mad, man. That's mad.
Yeah, super chat Velv money. That's what you should do. You got to pay him at least, because Velv's going to want paying, of course. £300. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Hey, Fatter, that's a bargain, I see. That's a bargain.
Yeah. But anyway, but yeah,
It's the truth.
yeah, we have to beat Brentford. I demand a victory against Brentford after this performance against Arsenal. I don't think that should shock anyone. Man United won today. Now they're further ahead of us. Unbelievable.
They were so shit. They were so shit.
So well, and Manchester United are further ahead of us.
Yeah.
It doesn't make this is why football is the most unjust sport in the world. You know what I mean?
This is what I said. It's all about application, isn't it? You know, we haven't finished our chances and we've been punished for that. Or we've had bozo moments in the back and we've been punished for that.
Marshall, the leader of this channel, who owns it as well. Big up everyone, be nice. Yeah, no, I don't care if anyone's nice to me. I thrive off your hate.
Man, Fox up.
Also, we're supposed to lose. I'm like, you know the fictional god Ares, the god of war. You got stronger with people fighting, like stuff like that. I get stronger with your hate. So I don't want
lovely.
I don't want anyone. I'm like Chelsea under Mourinho. I have a siege mentality. I don't want to be like Chelsea under Lampard, where everyone liked us.
Oh
my!
God,
no! That period was crazy. You know? I was like, we actually liked.
In wrestling terms, I'm an uber heel. I don't want to be a stupid baby face. I'm an uber heel. Heels, bad guys have more fun.
So basically, you just want to be Randy Orton, man.
Yeah, I don't want to be Batman. I'm the Joker. Okay, I don't want to be Batman. I'm going to be the Joker. Harley Quinn. Yeah. So thank you for Marshall will be back next week. I want it now, not for 200 balls.
Your skin.
Skin.
That is a first, man. I can't believe I'm hearing that.
He's lying.
Well, maybe, yeah. Also, maybe don't super chat to boot people off streams as well.
You know
what I mean? I spent 20 grand doing that alone.
Or don't super chat asking for stuff you put in on.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Just DM Velv, ask him what he wants, and he'll set you straight. Just DM Velv. Anyway, yeah. So, there you go. Probably the first one will be free. It's not like a,
So buy one, get one free.
Yeah, if you want more, then you pay.
What is it? What, an image thing or something he's on?
Yeah, like
photo editing,
thumbnails and stuff.
Wait, Fatu has his own channel on my computer?
No, but photo editing, Velvishan can do. He edits loads of stuff. I've seen.
Really?
That was on when I'm on Hussam channel when we're cooking Hamza the Velvishan's in the chat and then he's sending us pictures of Hamza on face on different.
I think I've seen one fly around on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he's done all that. Yeah, but back to this. Yeah, I think. Listen, I demand a victory against Brentford. I think we should be Blackburn anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Spurs. Just for me, even when we don't play well, I demand us playing well against Spurs.
Win, man. That's
it's just a real hatred sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like unacceptable not to play well. That performance last year under Potter was unacceptable. Letting all the skip score against us, unacceptable. Do you know
should have got a red there, man. I remember that.
That's
game
true. He should have got. You're right, but I demand that as well, especially in that toilet bowl stadium of theirs. I demand a victory.
Oh yeah, it's away.
So I demand that, and then City. When they go when one of the lower placed teams goes to a club like us and goes, it's a free hit. I sometimes feel that against City. It's like a free hit. It's like a game that's taken out. I think now most clubs go. We actually only have 30. We only play 36 games in the league now because the 2 against City don't really count because they usually beat us all the time. So we only play for 36 games. But listen. I was optimistic before the run. I'm still optimistic. Like I said, if you're looking at the fans between Chelsea and Arsenal, you would think Chelsea were the ones going for the title. Do you know what I mean? And the way the teams played. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up here. I want to thank everyone that's on the panel, the usual guys, of course, giving their best here. We're not going to finish like the Chelsea game. We're going to finish strong and go out on a win.
Exactly.
Alexis, who joined us. Chris, who joined us late.
Yeah.
Turned up like a Reece James sub. Right now, completely meaningless. But there we go. It's all good.
Wow.
Chris is my guy.
Hey, this is the first time I've actually been late to a stream. Actually,
that's true.
In all fairness, I just had no clue until I saw you at me.
I know. Even though we do it after every game around this time,
Yeah,
we have a group chat on Twitter that we put the link in, stuff like that, but you didn't know.
Chris reminds me of my granddad, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a
Yeah.
that's God, bro. That's something
not
that
that
you would
old.
say, bro. Wow. Like,
Thank you for the 50 likes as well. Yeah. So I'm not too sure if we're going to do a show tomorrow. We might do definitely during the week, and in Brentford next Saturday, and Marshall will be back after that. Yeah, see, look, even Marshall's calling you out, man. Marshall from Florida is calling you out, right?
It's not an excuse, man. I just forgot.
Yeah, sure.
I had no clue.
Sure.
all right.
Yeah.
Oh, I literally did, man. I was chilling.
Yeah, see, look. They're calling you out, bro. What is
For
this?
what?
What's the real reason you were late, huh?
Well, I knew you weren't. I knew you. Like I said, I knew Marshall weren't
Why
here.
don't you just lie to us and say, "Oh yeah, I was with a lady or something"? You know what I mean?
No, man. I was just chilling. I was
No, because he
watching
knows
TV.
we know he's lying.
Yeah, man. This
I
guy
don't-
lives
I'm
in the fields,
Marshall
man.
will be back in November.
I don't live in the
He'll be
fields.
actually back in November, so probably.
Hey, that's like 9 days away. What are we talking
Like,
about?
9
That's
days,
like
yeah.
10 days away, man. Why are we
Oh
making
my
it seem
God.
like it's so far away?
God. He'll be back in
It's
Oh
a
my God.
week and a half.
Marshall's making it
next-
out like he's
It's next
gonna
year,
be gone
November.
forever, mate.
He means
Marshall's saying
next year,
he-
November.
Marshall's
no,
making it out
Marshall's
like
back in November,
We'll go shut down your channel, Marshall.
Yeah.
no, it is,
Don't
man.
worry.
I put Marshall out of commission after that Harvest debate. You know what I'm saying?
no.
Ah.
Is that why he had to take? Is that why he had to take
Oh,
some
yeah,
time
man.
off?
He was going. It was the lastminute.com booking, I think, after that debate. It was like, I need to go somewhere local, but locals. If a local's like a 3-hour plane ride, then in your own country, then it's fine. So it's all good. But yeah, we'll be back maybe tomorrow. Definitely during the week. Brentford next. Is that a TV game next Saturday?
Oh fuck knows.
Yeah, it is. It's PT Sport.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
twelve-
early.
twelve-
TNT.
twelve-
It's the early kickoff.
Oh,
Ah.
fuck. Oh,
Why don't you have BT?
Working as well.
No, I didn't know. It's TNT.
It's
in it
early in
now,
the
so-
morning, bro.
It's called TNT now, yeah.
It's in the afternoon, actually.
Discovery,
12:30 in the
actually.
afternoon.
It's called
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Discovery
afternoon,
Plus.
you fool.
Yeah, it's in the afternoon. That's why you don't play games in the morning. It's in the afternoon. That's why 12:30 p.m. Doesn't say
Yeah.
a.m., does it?
I didn't say M, did I?
Oh wait,
I know, I get it wrong.
By the way, guys, Ahmed's doing now EAFC streams now. You're not restarting your career mode again, are you?
He's resetting it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Listen,
no.
man.
Oh,
Can I
no.
just say this?
Oh,
Listen,
Yeah,
we
his
can have a
excuses
chat
are the
about
best,
this
man.
right now. No, there's no
frozen.
excuses. Need
What's
Chelsea have got
what's
a bunch
going-
of silver
what's
cards.
going
You know
on
what I'm
here?
saying? It's
Yeah,
actually
I don't
crazy
know
to
what's
play on
going-
legendary mode.
What's going
It's
on
so
here? What's
fun playing
going
goal
on
power.
here?
Ahmed does it on FIFA Ultimate when he's
no,
losing,
that's
so I gotta
the
go
thing.
and
Oh,
prepare, guys.
Oh no, it's frozen. I'm gonna have to switch it
Yeah,
all again.
I hate
I
hate-
forgot, guys. I got something to do.
Did you see
So
his-
I'll see
did
you next
see his
stream.
excuse? Oh, I forgot to change tactics. Oh no, it's frozen.
I literally forgot to change the players. I literally
Fraud.
forgot to change the players in that one.
You fraud. You absolute fraud.
He is a fraud on
Listen,
FIFA.
Yeah.
Man.
come chat to me on FM. When FM 24 comes out, you will see real hoops.
You can't. What can you not? What can you restart that a lot as well? Or
Yeah, you
Why
can.
would we- why would we
Oh,
do
Well, yeah,
that?
yeah, you can just you have a save.
God of
So yeah.
Frogs challenged you, Ahmed. God of Frogs just challenged you. like that.
You saw what I did to Lewis here on FIFA. yeah,
Lewis
when I was
doesn't
playing
play.
Wolves.
He gets
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Lewis is getting beaten by
well,
everyone. I'm
He
fairly
gets
sure the
beaten
only
8-3
person.
by Wolves.
I was gonna say I'm fairly sure the only team he's beat so far is Luton. No,
But
not even
big-
Luton. Sorry. It was-
I wanna say-
Forest.
I want to say
Forest.
big up. Now I want to say big up Matisse, by the way. He tried ultimate mode. That is just
I tried
unbelievable.
legendary. Oh, I'm dying on legendary, bro.
Ultimate mode is
Lewis got battered.
Matisse tried ultimate mode, man.
Lewis
yeah.
got battered 8-3 in the League Cup by Wolves.
I lost to Blackpool. I lost to Blackpool.
Oh my
You
god.
lost the blood. Why is? Can I just ask? All that anyone is doing, EFAF, what? Fuck off. What are the FIFA games doing? Whoever's doing those streams, unless you're a professional gamer, you are not cut for ultimate or legendary mode. You know why
Oh, I can
Flawless
play
is doing?
Ultimate.
Flawless
No,
is doing a career
Legendary,
mode,
sorry.
yeah. But Flawless has already told you he's only doing it from world class. Okay, he knows his limits. All right.
Ahmed doesn't.
Saeed, he literally his record. He just got United on into 17th place out of relegation zone. His goals for are 15. His goals against are 38.
Is career mode really hard this year? Or something?
Yes, bro. Legendary is actually on crack.
I normally do
Bro.
legendary. I have to give it a look.
Bro, it would, bro, but these guys aren't professional. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's not just that, bro. It's
No, I
like
normally
the
do
Chelsea
legendary
team-
myself.
The actual Chelsea team, bro, yeah, for
Oh, it's
Chelsea
terrible.
is actually whack. Like the cards are whack.
Well, you got Nkuku and a few others like
Anyway,
Gus.
okay, and
anyway.
Cuckoo, such a game changer. When you got Benny shot on 58 pace.
This guy.
That's a game changer, isn't it?
The greatest performance Ahmed gave on one of his streams was when he sold Sterling. That was it.
Did he actually?
You stole Sterling. You deserve like all the
What?
pain.
You're complaining. Hang on. You're complaining you got no pace and you sold Sterling.
Ahmed, bro, I didn't know your agenda was that deep, man.
I got him instead, bro.
He played Gallagher as well.
Of course he did.
No, I don't play Gallagher.
This is
I
what
sold
happened,
Gallagher too. I sold Gallagher and Chilwell.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
You saw Gallagher and Chilwell.
we're doing a Discord chat on the live stream.
Basically, yeah.
I'm literally. Let's quickly, guys. Yeah,
Anyway,
20
yeah,
We're waffling.
away. 20 away from 1K. So
Okay, yeah, go ahead and subscribe to Ahmed. Only if you can just rinse him in the chat when he loses to like Blackpool and stuff like that. Okay, when he gets Chelsea, when he actually has a worse record than Frank Lampard in this game. Just do that. And Potter combined.
When FM comes back, the real hoops will start when I have FM again. When I have FM,
Yes,
real hoops.
Marshall,
I think you trashed that, Ahmed.
He sold Sterling.
Nah. FM, I'm real. I'm the real dude.
You're the real G on it, yeah?
Let's end the stream. I've got to post them on Staffy TV in literally a couple of seconds. Fighting for my life there, but there we go. Like, share, subscribe, join. Turn the notification bell on as well. Let you know when we're 30 minutes before and when we're starting. Everyone is a part of this panel. Look at the notifications in the group chat for when we are doing it and be here at the start. We might see you tomorrow, might not. If we're not, definitely during the week. Have a good one. Don't let Arsenal fans deflect and get away with this. But we move on to Brentford. Like Kai used to say when he had the old channel, don't do drugs.